The following is a product of Studio 42.
Bounds up the middle. He's got a big seam. He's got a first down and more. Look out. 20, 15, 10. Kiss him goodbye. 56 yards for Knox Bounds on 3rd and 10.
From Studio 42, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
Deep down the field to the right side, looking for Strong. Goes up, comes down with it at the 48. He's off to the races.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, South State Bank, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe.
Intercepted. Eli Stoner down the sideline.
Also brought to you by Brother Plumber, Rock Hill Investments, MTE Fence, Centurion American, Ed Meacham State Farm, Rapid Electric.
No, Bender's going to pull it out of his gut, and he's got a lot of room, and he's got a touchdown. Stick that one in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Put his foot in the ground, went to the right side, and there was nobody in the stadium going to catch him.
Also brought to you by All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, TechWave, First Baptist Church of Howe, Kingdom Inflatables, Acres Boat and RV Storage, The Love Cottage.
Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone for a 20-yarder.
It's really the line. When you have 4 cut blocks that leave 4 linemen on the ground, I mean, that's easy work. That's a 75-yarder all day long.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, Texoma Land and Home Team, the Crazy AC Guy.
And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas 2025 style.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Lonnie Walker.
Last Friday night, the Howe Bulldogs once again outgained the Leonard Tigers in yardage for the second straight year. However, the Dogs lost again on the scoreboard to the Tigers. Ball security is the #1 topic as old friend Dale West brings his slot T Bells Panthers into Bulldog Stadium and will try and drain the clock and send everyone home early. Each turnover equates to 2 turnovers in this game due to the lack of possessions we should see. Howe is 3 games under as a football program and have never in 90 years been 4 games under 500. It's Howe versus Bells. And it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith, and it didn't take me long to get to know where Sonic of Howe is. After practice or games, I like to head down to 105 North Collins Freeway, grab a burger, tots, and a shake. As a matter of fact, I like to say, it's Sonic time in Texas.
Yeah, Coach, that's kind of my thing.
Oh, okay. How about Sonic really brings the hammer down?
Coach, that's kind of my thing.
With Sonic, I'm highly motivated, truly dedicated.
Yeah, Coach, that's another one of my lines.
How about this? It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the MTE Fence Senior Spotlight.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Aiden Torres. Aiden, when did you start school and how?
I got here at 4th grade.
And where were you before?
Princeton, Texas.
How was Princeton? I don't know if you even remember. You remember the transition between Princeton and Howe?
Back then, Princeton was small, so it was about the same.
Okay. Do you have a favorite teacher at Howe High School?
I like all my teachers equally.
You're just like Dylan Patterson. How about your coaches? You got a favorite coach?
I like all the coaches, but obviously, Coach Cromwell is the position coach for the O-line, so there's a little bias there.
Are you related to Chris Torres?
No relation with Chris at all.
Okay, all right. We're setting that clear. Being the center on offense, everything starts through you. Any pressure there?
I wouldn't say pressure. I trust everyone on the O-line to get their job done. We all know what to do, so not much pressure.
You're listening to the MTE Fence Senior Spotlight with Aiden Torres. We'll be right back.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
You're listening to the MTE Fence Senior Spotlight with Aiden Torres. What are your thoughts on head coach Jake Smith and his staff so far? I know you like Coach Cromwell.
I think it's definitely better. He's bringing a lot. He wants us to win. We're always talking about being 1-0 every rep, so we're not always worried about the next game. It's pretty cool.
Here we are, week 7, with the loss to Leonard. This game has massive implications for the playoffs. Do you think the team understands how high the stakes are?
Yeah, the coaches have definitely said this is a must-win game. We definitely feel like we can go out and beat them. It's be a pretty good game, I feel like.
Senior year, what are the expectations for this team?
Obviously it's to win. Hopefully we go a few rounds, win the first round, maybe go deep.
As a senior, how do you show your leadership on this team? Are you a vocal guy? Are you a lead by example kind of guy?
I think it's definitely both. I'm usually kind of shy. I don't tend to scream. And, obviously, I'm not the perfect guy, but I try my best.
Now, Bells is known for their slot T offense. Knowing that their offense wants to keep the ball for 10 minutes at a time, I'm sure that makes every offensive possession crucial to get points and hold on to the football.
Yeah, that's usually the goal every game, to score every time we get the ball and keep the ball away from them. But with that slot T, it's going to be really, really crucial to score on every possession we get.
Offensively, how well does that offensive line work together?
I trust those boys with my life. We've been working together the past 3 years. I think we only have Gavin that's new, and I still trust him. He's been doing really well as a sophomore. I think we work really well together.
That's your Senior Spotlight with Aiden Torres.
Tonight's Senior Spotlight has been brought to you by MTE Fence. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads and electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Rock Hill Investments Coach's Corner with Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith.
Coach, for the second straight year, Howe outgained Leonard in yards but lost on the scoreboard. Usually that equates to turnovers being a part of the story.
Yep, it's another week that we're talking about how we were able to establish the run. We felt really good about that. We're getting more creative in ways in who we can get the ball to and how we can get the ball to them. But the unfortunate part is after an explosive play, here we are again turning the ball over, and we're getting really creative on how we can work that in practice, and unfortunately we're just not doing it. But at the end of the day, we can always say that the kids have to do it, but my response to the staff on Saturdays and Sundays is, well, how can we practice it differently? What can we do differently? What drill can we do? How can we hold them accountable to where the kids are possessing the football? And we're going to continue to do that until we can figure it out. But it's unfortunate that, we are running the ball so well right now, and we're just not able to punch that thing in when, I think we're in the red zone 3 or 4 times, and we came away with no points, so that's pretty frustrating.
Quarterback Jacoby LeCook from Leonard will graduate this year, thankfully. I might even attend their graduation just to make sure he does. How special is he?
Very special. When I was talking to Justin Dozier before the game, I shook his hand and I asked him, well, what was it like or what's it like to coach the best quarterback in district? And he kind of just laughed and he said, yeah, kid's pretty special. And when he took the job, he was just an 8th grader that spring. And that's when he decided, hey, I probably got to build this whole program around that kid because he's a hard worker. And I feel like we got some kids like that too that are really hard workers, and we've got some special kids we're able to build our program around. So I really feel good about what we have going on here in Howe, but I am pretty excited that Jacoby LeCook is graduating.
Offensively, you talked about this a little bit earlier, but your team continues to be able to run the football almost at will very effectively.
Yeah, we're having to get really creative every single week, and a lot of that's out of necessity because of what we have or what we've had to deal with throughout the week, Monday through Thursday. Various things happen that we don't typically talk about publicly, but offensive staff is doing a really good job. Coach Cromwell is doing a great job getting those kids playing really hard and trying to play nasty. We want them to almost be choir boys when we're in school, but when you cross those white lines, you got to flip a switch and kind of be a villain. And even Miss Doty over there at admin building, when I ever go over there to turn in some time slips and stuff like that, even she's got some comments, and that's where I guess there's like a hashtag bring back Mrs. Doty going around. I don't know if that's because she knows how to call plays or coach offensive line, but when Miss Doty's out there complimenting the offensive line, you feel pretty good about it.
You weren't leaving any cards on the table Friday night. Halfback pass, going forward on fourth down, a quasi onside kick, a swinging gate in the middle of the field. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to leave no doubt. Win, lose, or draw, at least your district opponents are going to have to work on that stuff. And sometimes that's like stealing a possession, is when your opponents have to work on a bunch of stuff and it takes time away from them to focus on what we're really good at. And so for us, it doesn't take very much time at all, and we're confident whenever we call it, and we felt pretty good about it, especially the specific times that we did call it. And there's obviously, I've got quite a bit of riverboat gambler in me, and that's what they used to always call me previous places I was at, because I really feel like if you got one in the chamber and you also still have some in the clip, you might as well unload it to where your other opponents have to work on it. And plus, it's fun for the kids, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the people that pay about $5 to come watch you. So why would you not run it? And, at the end of the day, when I talk to the kids, I said, don't forget that football's fun, and it's supposed to be fun, and it's our job to make sure that it is fun. So especially whenever you're able to execute it at a high level, it makes it exciting, and all it does is build confidence for whenever you do just run a regular play, whether it's the stretch play or the counter play. It gets the kids more engaged, and it's pretty fun.
You're listening to the Rock Hill Investments Coaches Corner with Howe head coach Jake Smith. We'll be right back. Tonight's Bulldogs football is brought to you by Noble Ridge, right here in Howe, just off Highway 75 at Summit Hill Parkway, and walking distance to Summit Hill Elementary. Noble Ridge is our hometown's newest master plan community, featuring new homes from the nation's top builders, plus trails, parks, and family-friendly amenities. Developed by Rock Hill Capital Investments, a trusted North Texas developer with thriving communities in Salina, Sherman, and across the region. Noble Ridge is proud to call Howe home. Learn more at NobleRidgeTX.com. That's NobleRidgeTX.com. You're listening to the Rock Hill Investments Coaches Corner with Howe head coach Jake Smith. Coach, what's been the most challenging aspect of your first head coaching job to this point?
Oh boy, this is, I would say there's something new every week. Some things that you never dreamed would happen. I find myself looking at my wife at night, and she always asks me what's wrong, and I always say, you're not going to believe what happened today, or what someone said today, or you're not going to believe what I found out that has happened. And just dealing with the first, I would say, that's probably the best way that I can explain it. There's a lot of firsts. There's a lot more positives than negatives, I will say. This is a really good place. We have great admin, the support that we have, and then also the buy-in from, at the end of the day, the administration really didn't know who they were getting. And I think me being very consistent, it probably, to some people, I know Coach Cromwell told me, man, it's kind of exhausting to see how consistent you are every single day. And I said, hey, my wife's pretty good looking. If I ain't going to change for her, I ain't changing for nobody. So me being consistent and just attacking each day, and whether it is a first or if it's something I've already dealt with, the good news is I can always drive across town and I can talk to Kevin Wilson. He can help me out through a lot, because you talk about a guy, former coach, and then also superintendent for 2+ decades. He's seen it all or dealt it all, and so I have a really good support system. Whether I'm having a conversation earlier, I can always call up Jake Fizell, the guy that's former head coach at Gunner, won a bunch of football games. I can talk to him. I can talk to Sam Harrell. I can call my buddy Travis Cole up there in Perry. He's been through a lot of stuff, so I have a really good support system, and we're getting through a bunch of stuff. And there are a whole lot more better days than bad days, and it is getting better.
On the football side, the tiebreakers, we were posed with this question a couple of times, and we didn't really know the answer. Sometimes districts, or at least they used to be different. Do points come into play in the tiebreaker after a win or such in district play?
There is. It will always go like head, especially, if there's a three-way tie, it's always going to go head-to-head. But then when it comes to that, for that fourth-place spot, it will come down to points. Each district game that you play, there's a running tally of however many points you've lost by or how many points you won by, and that overall number is tallied up, whether it's positive or negative, and that will come into effect when there is a tie. But it will always come down to head-to-head. But the last point is the points. And ironically enough, as a player in high school, we did our part. Our head coach at that time, he had just taken over. He said, boys, if you win out, there's a good chance that you can make the playoffs, but it's not promised. And we ended up winning out, and we missed the playoffs by 2 points my senior year. So it is important when you do get in a situation where you might be in a slugfest like Calsburg and Bells was in last week, where it's just a 3-point differential. It might look like you're trying to run the score up, but sometimes you'll see teams that when the clock is running out, they'll kick a field goal just so you can get extra points, because you never know when the tiebreaker is going to come, and you have to use the point system. So sometimes you got to be ready for that, and you have to answer those hard questions after a football game, but it'll always come down to points when it comes to a district football game.
Anyone who knows anything about football in North Texas knows exactly what Bells plans to do offensively tonight. The hard part is, how do you stop it?
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to stop it all the time, but what you got to do is you got to line up right. They're going to break the huddle and sprint to the line of scrimmage really fast. Liberty Hill probably is one of the best at it. I know Del West is really good at it. I actually met Del West whenever he moved to Collinsville and took that job. I was living in Collinsville, and I lived probably like a block and a half away from them. And so our kids were always interacting with each other. And so I actually got to learn the slot T years ago. His first year at Collinsville. So that was really I got to learn about the slot T watching him play. So pretty familiar the way how he operates it. And I had a good friend that he coached in the slot T at Paul Pute when they played Gunner in the state championship, I think in maybe 18 or 19. And so I was able to get on the phone with him and ask him, hey, they're running 234, which is the dive play, and, what gives them fits and things like that. And so being able to reach into my resources all across the state, people that have actually defended the slot T for a while, or people that coached in the slot T, get some answers with that. And then, really what it comes down to is I'm challenging the kids that you've got to take these certain drills that we're going to do each week. And our goal is to only force them to snap the ball 45 times, because we know we're probably only going to get to snap it 40 or 45 times. And so on the flip side, we got to take advantage of that, but we also have to take advantage of our guys just whipping their guys for 45 plays.
I've seen teams panic against the slot T and do things they're not accustomed to doing because they don't know when they're going to get the ball back. Creating turnovers this week is almost worth 2 turnovers.
Yeah, if there's a week to preach possession of the ball and ball security, it would be this week, because if we turn the ball over, it can be detrimental. And whether it ends up with a punt or a turnover on downs, we have to take care of the ball offensively, and then defensively we have to create turnovers. But more importantly, we have to force punts. If you can force them to punt the ball 3 to 4 times and we're able to possess the ball longer than them and come away with points, that's how you beat a slot T team. Whether if you win the coin toss, do you take the ball first rather than deferring to the second half? Because you know if you go up 14 points, that potentially could be a death sentence for the slot T team, because it's so hard for them to come back from behind because they're real methodical in what they do. But on the flip side of that, you have to eliminate the explosive plays. They've got number 4 back there who's really explosive. He's a really good halfback for them. And so being able to just play a physical brand of football and force them to, get bored with what they do, I think it kind of plays into our favor. But we're going to have to force them to punt it 3 to 4 times, and we have to take advantage of it when we have the ball offensively.
The Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Rock Hill Investments. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 6-2-1 in games played on October the 10th. 2 of those wins came against the Bells Panthers in 1947 and in 2008. Both were shutouts. Back in 1941, Howe beat Gunter on this date 33-6. In 1947, Howe smoked the Bells Panthers 35-0 at Bulldog Stadium. The Dogs tied Collinsville 12-12 in 1969, and in 1980 on this date defeated Pottsboro 20-6. In 1986, Howe beat Whitewright 32-0 behind 4 touchdown passes by Jeff Simmons. In 1997, Howe lost on this date to Van Alstyne 26-14 and won on this date in 2003 over Blue Ridge 38-13. On this date in 2008, Howe destroyed Bells at home 44-0 behind Brandon Crabb's 191 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Howe has played Bells more than any other opponent and has scored more points against Bells than any other team. The Bulldogs are 35-13-5 against Bells in the series that dates back to 1936, but have currently lost 5 straight going back to a 2019 overtime loss without starting quarterback Austin Haley. Howe is 0-5 against their former offensive coordinator Dale West. 2 of the most significant wins against Bells came in the 1990 and 91 seasons when Howe had to win each game to qualify for the playoffs. Both contests were fourth quarter come-from-behind victories for the Dogs, 12-11 and 12-7, respectively.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
What's up, guys? It's Ridley Carter. I'm a senior cross country and long distance track runner.
This is Riley McCollum, senior basketball player and leading strikeout softball pitcher.
I'm Dylan Patterson, graduating football player and powerlifter.
I'm Ayla Jones, class of 2026 volleyball player.
We would like to thank the Howe Athletic Booster Club for the support of Howe student athletes and encourage anyone interested in helping to join.
Go
Dogs!
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
It's that time of year again where our beloved radio guy won't shut his trap about how hot it is up here in the press box. Thankfully, the good people at Baker Air Conditioning and Heating cool this thing down in no time.
Roger, we're dying over here.
Speaking of hot air, there he is. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been serving the community of Howe for nearly 60 years. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating is located on Highway 5, and you can call them at 903-532-6255.
Roger!
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
From Studio 42, this is Howe Bulldogs football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening and welcome to Bulldogs Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White. Jake Roberts, Malin Walker, and Stephen Braswell is back from his luxurious vacation in Vegas a week ago where he saw the Eagles. And the Howe Bulldogs are hoping to see some Eagles here as in aerials to maybe Ryken Cross, Ryland Strong, and see if the Howe Bulldogs can come up with a big win tonight, Jake Roberts.
Yeah, and we were talking off air before we started about how just massive of a game this is for the Bulldogs. And just, I mean, we listened back to 2022 when these two teams played, and it had big playoff implications. And I think the same thing certainly applies tonight. Just excited for a good night of football. It's pretty nice out there tonight as well.
Yeah, if you can't get excited about a game like this, you need to check your blood pressure, because this is what it's all about. I mean, it's not, we don't have that cool air yet, which should be coming any week now.
Any minute.
But, you know, this type of atmosphere and two teams desperately trying to get into the playoffs. Now that they take 4 from the district, you know, tonight's winner most likely will have one of those at least 3 or 4 spots.
Yeah, it almost certainly puts you in a spot where you get in, and obviously that's the goal for high school football teams, is just to get in and see where you can go from there.
And the loser of this game has got a really critical situation ahead of them to try to get in the playoffs. And now you're talking, if Howe were to lose tonight, now you probably are going to have to beat Callisburg and Blue Ridge to get in.
And that's no guarantee because those are two pretty good, similar football teams as yourself.
Well, and the thing is, you always want to win tonight. You want to focus on winning tonight, and you don't want to say, okay, well, we can still win next week, and we can still get into the playoffs. You want to take care of business tonight, and Howe is a good opportunity to do that.
And Coach Smith has been very good about focusing on the one step that he's on right now, and not looking down the road. And tonight's chore, as Justin White pops in, tonight's chore is going to be massive. Anytime you play Del West in that slot T, you know you're going to have your work cut out for you, Justin.
Well, especially with controlling the ball, you're going to need to make sure you cut down on turnovers. Coach Smith talked about it in the pregame show, or the coaches show. If there was a night to focus on possessions, it's tonight. Because what you say, you have one turnover, it's like having two.
Yeah, because you don't know when you're going to get the ball back. Let's check down with our Love Cottage sideline reporter, Malin Walker, for the first time tonight. Malin, give us the weather and all the atmospheric conditions down there.
Well, the weather is perfect this night. 78 is going to glide on down, maybe even into the low 60s. Maybe we'll even feel a cool breeze for the first time this season. The atmosphere is high, optimistic, and hopeful as everyone is getting ready in the stands. I know that's a lot of synonyms, but got to use that Austin College vocabulary every now and again.
So, Malin, what do you see happening tonight from that slot T and Howe with some challenges with players being injured, which we'll talk to later? But what's your take on this game?
The take is the toughest team is going to win this ball game. Bells is having a down year this year, but even then, they're still a tough and dominant team if you let them. You have your offensive players now playing both ways with Deacon Bender playing outside linebacker and Knox Bounds, your standout running back, playing inside linebacker against a slot T. That's some physical football, and you need to be tough and you need to be conditioned in order to win the ball game.
Yeah, you probably what that means is you may see an influx of Garrett Rogers on offense at times instead of Knox Bounds, and you see that anyway, but you may get more of a dose of Garrett Rogers tonight on offense.
And I like what he's saying, a physical football on both sides. I mean, you're going to have to strap up your chin strap tight tonight, especially if you're playing both ways. That's Ironman football, small town football.
Let's go over your First Baptist Church of Howe starting lineup. For Howe's offense, it's left tackle Dylan Patterson. The left guard is Gavin Snap. The center is Aiden Torres, no relation to Chris Torres, the middle linebacker. The right guard is Large Marge, Will Ingram, and the right tackle is Jacob Griffo. The wide receiver split out to the left will be Braxton Buttery. Split out wide right will be Rylan Strong, 14 catches, 170 yards. He's also rushed 7 times for 38 yards. He has 2 receiving touchdowns. Your tight end is Van Derrick. Your quarterback is Deacon Bender. 38 out of 79, 6 interceptions, 451 yards through the air, 4 touchdowns. He's also rushed 65 times for 442 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Slot receiver Ryken Cross, 21 carries for 158 yards and a touchdown, and 15 catches for 244 yards and a touchdown. So he's now up, averaging 7.5 yards per rush and 16.3 per reception. So those are a lot better numbers per average than what we had a few weeks ago. Knox Bounds, your starting running back, 64 carries, 618 yards. He has 7 touchdowns on the ground, and he averages 9.7 yards per carry, which is more than Antoine Rattler was averaging at this point in the season. And you'll see an influx of Garrett Rogers, 14 rushes for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's your First Baptist Church of Howe starting offense of Howe.
All right, let's go to the defense for Bells. On the defensive line, defensive end, is Luke McGee. He's a senior. He's a lead tackler on that defensive line.
Which I'm pretty sure I'm related to him.
Oh, really? Okay. Cutter Payton is a senior. He's at the other defensive end spot. 31 tackles. Caden King, he's a senior at defensive tackle. And the other defensive tackle is Dash Hewitt. He's a senior. Outside linebacker is Asa Curtis, a junior. Middle linebacker, lead tackler on this team, he's a junior, Jackson Brown, got 66 tackles on the season. Other outside linebackers, Cannon Bullins. At cornerback is Josh Rogers, he's a senior. The other cornerback is Jamarian Washington, a junior. Free safety is Jax Pitt, a junior. And then strong safety, a senior, Rhett Treweek.
All right, your starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs. Up front will be Jacob Griffo. The defensive tackle will be Dylan Patterson. And then it gets a little strange in there because Jameer Brown is out tonight. We believe we'll see a lot of Aiden Torres. You could see some Gavin Snap at defensive tackle. And the defensive end is Alex the Mad Honduran Mejia. Your linebackers is also all jumbled up because Gage Carr is now medically retired. So that means Knox Bounds will be a linebacker. Chris Torres will be a linebacker. Charles Furr will be a linebacker. And your starting quarterback, Deacon Bender, will be a linebacker tonight. In the secondary, Ryken Cross, the cornerback.
Good evening, everyone.
And Rylan Strong, another cornerback. And your safety is Garrett Rogers. So a ton of individuals playing both ways tonight.
All right, let's go to the offense for Bells. Offensive coordinator is Colt Henderson, by the way. On that front line, starting at tight end is Caden King. He's a senior. At left tackle is sophomore Tanner Saxon. Then another senior left guard is Jesse Mercado. Center is senior Ryan Wilson. Another senior Josh Cordell, right guard. And another senior right tackle is Rendon Campbell. So they got 4 seniors on that line. 4 seniors, 1 sophomore. Slot back is Easton Branham. He's a senior. 30 carries, 221 yards.
He was a quarterback last year.
Yeah. Jackson Brown is a halfback, leading rusher on this team, 90 carries for 642 yards and 10 touchdowns. The fullback is Asa Curtis, a junior, 38 carries, 280 yards and a touchdown. Split back is Wyatt Turner, he's a sophomore. And the quarterback leading it all is Easton Hartline, he's a senior, 28 rushes, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 pass completions for 19 attempts, 8 for 19, 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Easton's not a very popular name, but they got 2 on this team.
It's popular in Bells.
Easton Hartline, the quarterback, Easton Branham, the slot back. That's your offense for Bells Panthers.
So, the defense is going to have to step it up tonight for the Howe Bulldogs. There's 2 keys, really 2 keys to this game. One is your defense is going to have to force punts. And Dale West doesn't like to punt. And if you're anywhere beyond maybe the negative 43-yard line, and it's not, 4th and a mile, they're going to go for it.
So really, you got 4 downs to get, 4 chances to get first down, technically.
And so in order to get punts, you're going to have a kicker who can kick it down to the 25-yard line, because they're not going to punt if they're close to the midfield, unless it's 4th and 15 or something like that. The other issue, as we talked about, is the turnovers. Howe is averaging 2.8 turnovers per game. You cannot win football games with those amount of turnovers.
No matter who you play.
And if you turn the ball over tonight, it's like turning it over twice because you don't know when you're going to get the football back. Bells loves to go on 7, 8, 9, 10-minute drives. I've witnessed it when Dale West was here. I remember a game here where Pilot Point came in, and it was going to be a huge, huge slugfest. And Pilot Point got the football first, went 3 and out. And Howe took basically the remainder of the first quarter off the clock, scored, and they're up 7-0 after 1. Pilot Point got the ball back, went 3 and out again, and then Howe took darn near the second quarter on their next drive, punched it in, and it's 14-0 at half. And Pilot Point has no idea. Now they're doing things that they don't normally do because they're trying to create things.
You panic.
They panicked. Pilot Point panicked that night only because They didn't know when they were going to get the football back because of the slot T. And so you have those kind of concerns. Howe is going to have to also put together those sustained drives that also take 5, 6, 7 minutes off the clock. But instead of fumbling, you've got to punch it in the end zone tonight, because you don't have a chance against a team like this, even though I don't care if they're 1-5 and 0-2 in district. Dale West didn't get dumb all of a sudden. They know how to do it, and they have perfected this offensive philosophy. And if you fumble the ball to them, they will make you pay.
I mean, that 5-1 or 1-5 record is very deceiving. I mean, they've lost to Pottsboro, who's 5-1. They lost to Plainview, Oklahoma, who's 5-1. They lost to Gunner a couple of weeks ago, who's 4-1. Lost to Whitesboro, who's 3-2. The only team they played with a losing record was Cooper, who's 2-4 on the season. So this Bells team, could they be down? Maybe, but I think the record is a little bit deceiving.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you look, Bells hasn't had a down year like this in quite some time. And regardless of if we're going to come in here and talk about their record, like Monty was saying, they're going to come in here fired up, needing a win, desperately needing a win to stay in the playoff hunt. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get the best Bells Panthers team that they've played all season.
Yeah, this game is as important to them as it is to
Well, I
Howe.
heard Dale West on the side when we were down on the sidelines earlier. They were going through the calisthenics, and he was screaming, "Play like your backs are up against the wall," and they are. They definitely are. Mm-hmm. But you can say the same thing for Howe.
At this time, we will have
Howe
the playing of the school songs. We will begin with our guests.
What, 1-2 in district?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was talking to
1-1 in district, I guess.
Well, what I was talking about was that, they played some good teams. They played Pottsboro 5-1. They played a team out of Oklahoma, Plainview. Oklahoma's 5-1. Gunner 4-1. So they played some tough teams.
Yeah.
So far, so that 1-5 record could be deceiving.
Yeah, I would not. I would hope that Howe would not go into this game thinking that Bells is down. Don't worry about Bells, because that is a good football team. I don't care. I always said, give Dale West a JV team, and they're gonna play a dogfight out here with whoever they play against. And it's just it's that philosophy, it's that mentality. The only problem is with the slot T is the fans don't and the parents don't understand it. So when you're going 3 deep in the playoffs, everybody loves you and everybody has, you're winning, and winning cures everything, right? If you're 1-5 and you're running a boring old offense and your kid ain't getting to catch touchdown passes and you're not scoring 45 points and all this kind of stuff, they get restless over there. And they start saying things to coaching staffs that they probably shouldn't say. But I guess that's just part of dealing with, being a slot T guy, is you have to deal with that in the down years. And he's not had a down year. This may be the first real time. Talking about Dale West, he's 60-30 as a head coach. Combined 86-42 as a head coach or offensive coordinator. Last year, 7-5, lost to Tolar in area championship. 2023, 9-2, lost to Jacksboro 45-6 in the area championship. 2022, 10-3, lost to Holiday in the regional championship. 21, 9-4, lost to Holiday in the regional championship as an overtime game. 2020, 9-3, lost to Eastland in the area championship game. 2019, lost to Pewitt 53-20 in the regional championship game. 2018, he was at Collinsville. They went 9-2 and lost to Riesel in the area championship game. And in 2017 at Collinsville, they lost to Boscoville 37-35 in the area round. If you'll notice, there's no by-district losses. When they get to the playoffs, they don't stop. They keep going. So that's the kind of Bells Panthers program that has been evolved over here for the past several years under Dale West in the past 5 years. And Howe has not beaten Dale West. Howe is 0-5 against Dale West. And that is something that the Bulldogs would like to like to turn around. A lot of things have turned around this year. Maybe that's one that you can flip the script on this game as well.
Yeah, and one of the things that you talk about things turned around, that running game for Howe, let's give credit to them. They started to kind of get something going last week. They ran the ball 45 times last week to 18 pass attempts against Leonard. So we're starting to see a ground game start to develop here. It's been developing, but we saw a lot of it last week.
It must be a pretty big game. We've got the Herald Democrat here tonight. Too bad he's having to go up on the roof, though. But Mean Gene Kwan has entered the room, too. Every year he comes up to us, and he's a Texas Tech guy, and he likes to hang out with us once a year. So we've got Texas Tech, and we've got the University of Texas in here. But tomorrow is going to be a pretty big game, I understand. I think we're going to hear a lot of that tomorrow, Jake Roberts.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be a good game.
Of course, Jake is on the evil side.
Braswell's somewhere up there.
Braswell's also.
There we go.
He's also on that team. I think me and Malin may be OU, and everybody else are the evil ones. I don't know about Justin.
I kind of stay in the middle. I like it all. I just
Justin just likes to kind of watch the losing team.
Yes.
Just kind of laugh at the loser.
Yeah, whoever it is.
Yeah.
We're going to say thanks to our sponsors, Rapid Electric, for sponsoring our tailgate party that we're still in for the moment. Rapid Electric, don't get shocked. Call them at 903-421-8100. Senior Spotlight was brought to you by MTE Fence. They've done some great work on our property at home. Give them a call. Coach's Corner was brought to you by Rock Hill Investments, the flux capacitor by the crazy AC guy. Starting lineup brought to you by First Baptist Church of Howe. And the Howe Bulldogs overview, which is where we are right now, Justin White, is brought to you by Michelle Carney Photography.
Howe Bulldogs overview, I would, again, talked about earlier with the running game. Ran the ball 45 times for 341 yards last week, 7.6 yards a carry. Another thing is Knox Bounds. Knox Bounds has had 4 100-yard games this season, averaging 103 yards a game, rushing each game.
And we've mentioned that he's ahead of Antoine Rattler's pace from a few years ago, and that's hard to do.
Yeah, and then we've seen flashes of Garrett Rogers. Deacon Bender has almost as many rushing yards as he does passing yards. In fact, he's got more. And so this team is starting to establish a ground game. Another thing with talking about Bells, well, I'll let you do the Bells overview.
The Bells overview, pretty simple. They're going to run the football, and they're going to run it, and they're going to run it, and they're going to run it. Now, they have thrown the football more this year than I can recall. Easton Hartline has attempted 19 passes on the season. So I remember very well the Brandon Wall days here in Howe, where Wall would have maybe 6 attempts for the whole season. So they are throwing it a little bit more, but if 19 times in 6 games is your flavor, then you're very happy. If that's not your flavor, then, speaking of Gene Kwan from Texas Tech, they would not be very happy. 19 passes would probably take place in the first quarter of Texas Tech. So the Bulldogs making their way on the field. Dylan Patterson with the black flag. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago it's skull and crossbones. It's not. It's a bulldog with crossbones across it. So not a skull and crossbones. It's a bulldog with crossbones. But it has that pirate look. It does have that pirate.
Very intimidating look.
And Malin can be one to tell you that pirates are certainly real. I'm sure he doesn't want me to tell that story.
I don't think we can tell that story, but they are most assuredly real. And anyone who says they're not real, I don't know what to tell you.
Malin in kindergarten, if it were today's date, he might have to have a psych evaluation after so this little girl told him that pirates weren't real, and
he sure showed.
Yeah, he let her know that they are real. There was blood drawn.
Oh, no.
Oh. So I think we're just about ready as both teams are on the field. They've gone through their run-throughs. Bells in all white pants, white jerseys, gold helmets. They started the gold helmets back when Dale West got there. Forever they had maroon helmets with the block B in gold. And they flipped it when Coach West got over there with the gold helmets with the maroon block B. So now Coach Jake Smith has kind of done the same thing over in Howe. It wasn't his idea to go to white helmets. It was the previous coach, but it is a good look.
Very sharp.
I don't see anyone complaining. Captains tonight for Howe are Garrett Rogers, Alex Mejia, the Mad Honduran.
Step all the way down.
And here's Malin.
Valentin Caro.
Also Deacon Bender and Dylan Patterson.
Tyler Mendez.
Good job, guys. Always room for sportsmanship in football. Hey, we've had a pregame coin toss with the coaches, so we already have the outcome. Bells has lost the toss and kick from the clock in, but we're going to go ahead and give the fans something to look at. So Howe, you'll come down here, face them. Bells, if y'all.
Thank you, Malin. Well, you know, we always try to keep the curtain closed, but, you know, the officials went ahead and told everybody that it was predetermined. Your referee tonight, Jerry Riley, your umpire, Wayne Bailey, head linesman, James Livingston, the line judge, Jared Riley, the back judge, Tyler Livingston, field judge is Tanner Tutt, and the side judge is Cade Richardson.
This evening, the Howe had the Howe.
So Howe has won the coin toss, and they will start with the football tonight. This is the fourth grade. Fourth grade elementary students. And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas. And this is a big one.
Big one. And what a great tradition. I love that.
That is a good one. It used to be the second grade for many, many years. But second grade got kicked aside, and fourth graders, now it's theirs. I think they have an actual music class, a choir class. I think that's probably when they made the change there. So Howe will have the football first. They're in all black pants, black jerseys, white helmets with the very thin numerals in white. Now, everybody say a prayer for me with Bells running the slot T. That's a very hard offense to call.
A lot of misdirection.
You can't tell who has the ball most of the time, and that's the idea of the whole thing. They can't tell who has it on the field, much less, some 150 feet away.
And the fact you had
300 feet away.
The fact you had to do that for 10 games.
Oh, that was so difficult.
12, 13 games a season.
Number 38,
for a few years.
Eddie Bush, kicking off
Coach West was at Howe.
Eddie Bush doing the kicking. Ball's in the air. This game is underway, and it's a big game. It's going to be taken at the 22-yard line, coming up the middle of the field, and brought down right at the 34-yard line is Caden Thomas for the Bulldogs. And they'll be moving left to right from our vantage point to start this football game.
White Turner for Bells. Bulldogs now ball at the Bulldog 34-yard line.
Chance to see this ground game, see they want to try to ground and pound and maybe keep that Bells offense on the sidelines.
So here come the Bulldogs on the field. 1st and 10, moving left to right. Braxton Buttery split out wide to the left. 2 receivers to the right. 2 men in the backfield, including Alex Torres, and he gets the carry here, running around the left edge. Going to be good for about maybe 7 or 8 yards, up to the 42-yard line. And I said Alex Torres. Riken Cross on the carry. Not Alex Torres. Riken Cross. Hey, we're early. We're just getting underway.
Cross that time lined up in the backfield at running back. Usually kind of runs at like a H-back, slot back, kind of reverse, but that time he's in the backfield.
2nd down and 4. They'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Man goes in motion as Cross. They're going to give it to Knox Bounds. He's got close to a first down, has the first down near midfield at the 49-yard line. A good run by Knox, leaps and bounds of 9 yards. And now they'll spot it back to the 48.
Ran Riken Cross in motion and then handed off to Bounds right up the middle on a little misdirectional, delayed handoff.
Offense looking really good on the first 2 plays. Hang on to the football. 1st and 10, left to right. 2 receivers left, 1 right is Ryland Strong, and he moved just a little bit early. And they're going to back it up 5, and Howe will have to play behind the sticks.
We saw this a lot last week. A lot of behind the sticks.
Start is against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Strong just flinched just a little bit. So now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 43-yard line. Clock winds just underway, 11:10 left to go in the first. No score from Bulldog Stadium.
This game may go fast with 2 teams that run the ball so much. A lot of clock stoppages.
Snap back to Bender. He'll hand to Cross. Running left side. Might have got 4 yards to the original line, close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 11 coming up. They'll put the ball down at the 47.
I like this. They're lining Riken Cross up a little bit everywhere. In the slot, out wide, in the backfield. That time they put him in the backfield. Hand off to him. A lot of people want to see him in the backfield get the ball more often, including us.
And we have video. 2nd down and 11. 10:19 on the clock. Snap back to Bender. Wants to throw for the first time. Throws it to Ryland Strong. Near side's got the 50. Lowers his shoulders and run out of bounds at the 45-yard line on the Bells side.
Number 12, Ryland Strong.
Got the snap, rolled out right, and Strong, they're playing off of him quite a bit. And Strong, with that speed, as soon as he got it, was able to get upfield for about 5 yards. Makes it 3rd and short.
3rd down and 3. Here we go. Under center, Bender trying to draw him off sides and may have, as Large Marge ended up on his back. And I think Bells came across.
Well, I think they did too. I think there's encroachment. I think they made contact with Large Marge.
It is against Bells.
And I don't think there's a lot of contact because Large Marge fell back. You got to really hit him hard to make him come back like that. So maybe a little bit of acting by Will Ingram.
There's a lot of biscuits moving backwards there. 1st and 10 from the Bells 40 as we hit the 10 o'clock mark in the first quarter.
Only 1 pass thrown this drive.
1 receiver up top, 1 at the bottom. Everybody else in the backfield. This is Cross going to run left tackle. Escapes through for a minute. Now he's got the sideline. Look at 30. He's got a first down run to the 27-ish.
Big run for the Bulldogs, resulting in another Bulldog first down.
Almost got caught inside the teeth of the defense and broke it outside. And I thought it may be a flag. They really tackled him out way almost out to the track on the far side. No flag though for unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness.
13-yard pickup for Riken Cross out of the backfield. How do you like this?
I like that. Cross is getting a lot of touches, a lot of yards per clip.
First and 10, left to right, 9:40 on the clock. Bender in the gun. We'll hand off this time, knocks bounds. Left side, being chased down, drugged down, breaking tackles to about the 22-yard line, which would be about a 5-yard gain if they spotted actually at the 22.
Well, and Howe is kind of giving Bells a bit of a taste of their own medicine a little bit. They're not exactly running the slot T, but they're having a lot of misdirection with cross and bounds. It's definitely confused them a little bit to start this game.
Yeah, they're running right down their throat. I love it.
Second down and 6. They'll give him 4. They'll give Knox Bounds 4 on that last carry. We're at the 9-minute mark now. Bender is going to run it himself on the option, flips it out to Knox Bounds. The ball's on the turf. He picks it up, and now he's going to be gang tackled. He kind of gave up on the play after he gained possession of it.
I think he thought it was an incomplete pass. He caught it off the bounce. It bounced on it hit his fingers, bounced on the turf, came up like a basketball right back in his hands, and he kind of stopped. I think he thought it was an incomplete pass. It was an option. It was a pitch.
7-yard loss, and now it's third. I don't like to question, second guess. I don't like to do that. But when you've had fumble problems, I don't know, pitching the ball necessarily would make me very, I don't know.
I mean, if he would have completed the pitch, there were some lanes, over an open area over there.
Third down and 12. Bender wants to throw. Flush down to the pocket. Chase throws it as he's going down. And it's going to be an incomplete pass as Bender looked like a senior right there, getting rid of the football as he was going down for the sack.
He waited till the very last minute.
I'm not sure his knee was down as he was throwing.
I know. Bell's coaches wanted it down to the 39 as opposed to the 30-yard line where the line of scrimmage is.
So Howe was moving the football at will until they tried to pitch it.
Well, and what do you do here? You're kind of in no man's land.
You are.
With 4th and 13 or 14.
Boy.
They're going for it. I think you got to.
4th and 12. Bounds sent out of the backfield in motion. Bender throws, swing pass. That's going to be up the middle. That's Buttery. It's going to be close to a first down, and he has a first down inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. Quit it.
Man, what a play call.
I take everything back about the pitch.
Wide receiver, middle screen. Bells almost read that. Felt the line coming through. There are a couple of defenders who kind of dropped back in coverage. By that time, Buttery able to get the pass, got some good blocks from some of his receivers, and got just enough for the first down. Great fourth down conversion.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Bounds in the backfield. Bender wants to throw. On the run, rolls right, throws towards the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Ryland Strong, and it'll be second down and 10. I heard whistles, and there's a flag laying at the 15. Malin, any idea what this might be?
Well, we're not certain at this moment what it may be. It may be well, it's going to be called on Bells.
No, it's called on Howe. They're backing it up.
Oh, excuse me, Howe.
It looks like a holding call. Is that what it is, Justin?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what they called.
So back it up to the 23-yard line. So
Penalty against the Bulldogs.
That's definitely a holding call.
Holding was the call.
So behind the sticks you go again. First down and 20. 7:13 on the clock. No score yet from Bulldog Stadium. Man goes in motion. And a handoff to Knox Bounds trying to find a lane. And he's quickly brought down near the line of scrimmage. Cross went in motion behind Bender, and then he simply turned around and handed it to Bounds. But it'll be second down and 20 coming up. Got to get points here, Justin.
Got to. And that handoff to Bounds, that was the shortest run of the night for Bounds.
So you were talking about a Bells type of drive. This is the 12th play of the drive coming up. That's taken half of the first quarter. Bender on 2nd and 20, rolls right, flushed out, brought down, sacked at the 33-yard line. And that is their stud defensive tackle, Caden King. That's his 5th sack of the season. And he is a big boy.
He almost came in unblocked as Bender tried to roll it to his right. And Bender just couldn't get away from him. King able to take him down by the line of scrimmage. Now it's third and a mile.
Yeah, this is third and about Van Alstyne Parkway.
At least.
Third and 34. Bounds in motion out of the backfield. Here's another screen pass. This is to Cross. He bounces it out, goes the other way, trying to find the far sideline. Does for a moment, and has yardage up to about the 22, 23-yard line.
Pass is complete to Rockin'
On that middle screen, trying to get to Cross, and the ball was kind of lofted up. Took a while to get to Cross, and it gave time for the Bells defenders to get to him, and he kind of had to put his foot in the ground and retreat the other way back toward the sidelines and made something out of nothing.
They'll say he stepped out at the 29.
Yeah, still going to be a long ways for a first down.
Fourth and 25. Where's Buttery when you need him? Just call that same play, right? Bender back, wants to throw, deep ball, left side, down the field towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Receiver tried to go up for it and bring it in and couldn't do it. And that's Buttery. As he had looked like some position, but he just couldn't bring it in. And that is a 14-play turnover on downs with 5:29 left to go in the first.
Well, and that was a good throw from Bender as well. Put it right where it needed to be, but unfortunately it just ended double coverage.
Yeah, the quarterback right with them. Safety was able to come over to help, and Buttery just couldn't bring it in.
Goodness. We may be out of here by, what, 9 o'clock?
At this rate.
First and 10 Bells from their own 29-yard line. Y'all say a prayer for me. Handoff. I believe that might have been Jackson Brown up the middle. And it was not.
Tackle on for the Bulldogs.
That was Jace Weeger.
Weeger. Carry for Bells.
Quick pitch right up the middle. Quick handoff right up the middle. And the thing with Bells is they come to the line, come out of their huddle quickly, and you better be ready when they come to the line because they're gonna snap it fast.
Ball at the 31-yard line. Handoff. That's an 8-hole reverse to Branham, and he's going to do what that 8-hole reverse does. He goes on the far side, picks up a first down to right about the 41-yard line.
Bells picks up a first down.
And that thing is just so deadly, that handoff.
You know, we've seen so many Bulldog players run that 8-hole reverse. Brent Masters was masterful at it. Cooper Akins was really good at it. Stratton Carroll. First and 10, right to left. Man in motion is Branham, a handoff up the middle. I think for the first time that's Asa Curtis on the carry, the fullback, and not much doing there. He might have gotten back to the line of maybe, they're going to give him 3 yards.
Asa Curtis.
Up to the 45, wow.
3 on the play.
Trying to run that interior defense is going to be tough. You're missing Jameer Brown, though, tonight. You got Aiden Torres in there.
Yeah, Jameer Brown is a big loss. We're under 4 minutes left in the first.
You got Jacob Griffo, Aiden Torres, Alec Mejia on that line.
Handoff up the middle very quickly. Another first down run. This is Jace Weeger again as he went through the line of scrimmage so fast. And now the referee will spot the ball at the 43-yard line on the Howe side.
That's the thing about this offense is you get that in a fullback spot, and it's just a quick handoff, and before you even know it, he's at the second level.
Very fast, very quick.
Howe bringing in a little bit of beef, bringing in Sean Stanley, number 70.
First and 10, and a handoff on the far side, I believe. Yeah, it is. It's Branham again, and this time he's caught behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's what you want to do. If keys to the defense for Howe is to get them in behind the sticks, second and long, third and long situation, whether it be tackle by the line of scrimmage or a penalty or whatever.
Loss of 3 yards sends them back to the 46-yard line. Second down and 12 coming up. Scoreboard says third down, but I believe it's second down. Man goes in motion is Brenham, and he will get the carry along the far side. And that is the quick motion 8-hole reverse version. It's going to be close to a first down. If it's not, and it will not be, it'll be 2 yards shy at the 35-yard line. An 11-yard gain by Branham.
Coach West is calling a flawless game right now. I mean, there are so many different weapons, so many different ball carriers.
Handoff up the middle. Once again, that's Uyghur, and he picks up the first down. And he is shot out of a cannon as soon as he moves forward.
It's amazing about this offense how you can kind of plug and play. I don't know if this team would be this good if they were running like a spread offense. But with this type of offense, you just kind of plug the players in there and go.
That's why we mentioned, if you give Dale West a JV team, he's going to be competitive on Friday night. First down and 10, right to left. Toss, near side, and almost escaping is Asa Curtis, but a nice touchdown-saving tackle by Chris Torres. But a good 7-yard gain for Bells to the Howe 22-yard line.
Again, Coach West it's inside, outside. I don't know how many different ball carriers we've had. Probably at least 3.
Handoff, the right side. I think that's Uyghur, and for the first time they bottled him up. But it's going to be close to a first down, maybe a yard shy of the 3rd and 1 right here.
And I was at the Southeastern Harding game last night, and Bells does almost the exact same thing that Harding does. Well, Harding's the number 2 team in the country for Division II college sports, but a very similar look and feel for Bells.
3rd down and 1, big play right here. And around the right edge, this is going to be close. I don't think he got it. But Bells is going to have another shot at it because it'll be 4th and 1 from the 20.
Good pursuit by Patterson and Garrett Rogers. Rogers coming downhill from that safety spot. It's a big down right here.
Big play right here. 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We've had 2 possessions so far. Handoff and a first down run, it appears. I don't see any flags. And they'll move the sticks as the ball will be spotted around the 13-yard line. 7-yard gain on 4th and 1.
2 possessions. And we're going to have to run one more play.
Wow. This first quarter went fast, didn't it?
It really did.
It's like a youth game where they just run the clock. 1st and 10 for Bells. Handoff near side. Being chased down, open lane for Uyghur, and he tries to lower his shoulder in the end zone, and he does. Bells strikes first blood tonight at Bulldog Stadium, and it's Jace Uyghur on a 13-yard run around the left edge.
Got around that edge, and there was nobody over there. Had a receiver out there blocking. Got to the edge, and there was all real estate, all green. I think it kind of wore down this Howe Bulldog defense.
The extra point by Bush is up and through, and Bells leads 7-0 with 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Bush to boot away the Tech Wave kickoff. It's in the air. It's a high kick. Going to be taken by Rylan Strong at the 10-yard line. Coming to the middle of the field, now bouncing it out, coming around, trying to outrun the edge, and does a good return down the sideline and steps out just before midfield, or he would have been gone. There's a flag down. And the flag is way back, or not way back, but way forward, which is somewhat unusual.
Is it offside on Bells? Kickoff?
We're talking to head coach Jake Smith. Offside, good call. Just, I mean, you could tell from where the flag is, I guess, because that's not your typical holding call somewhere back on the return. Your Kingdom Inflatable scoring drive recap we'll do on the backside because that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith, and it didn't take me long to get to know where Sonic of Howe is. After practice or games, I like to head down to 105 North Collins Freeway, grab a burger, tots, and a shake. As a matter of fact, I like to say, it's Sonic time in Texas.
Yeah, Coach, that's kind of my thing.
Oh, okay. How about Sonic really brings the hammer down?
Coach, that's kind of my thing.
With Sonic.
Bender rolling out on first down, runs around the left edge, pushed out of bounds late. They want a flag, but no flag is thrown. It's about a 6-yard gain for Bender on first down as Howe started from their own 45 and will now be into Bell's territory at the 49-yard line. Your Kingdom Inflatables scoring drive recap for Bell's: 12 plays, 71 yards, capped off by a 13-yard touchdown by Uyghur. And it's 7-0, and we are already in the second quarter. There's a quarterback keeper. Apparently they faked it on the inside handoff, and it was either going to be another option pitch to Riken Cross, and Bender decided to keep it and lost yards. Back to the Howe side at the 47-yard line.
It's like they couldn't turn the corner to get upfield to decide whether to keep it or option it, and there are three white jerseys around him, and Bender just had to take the loss.
Can I go ahead and say I'm not a fan of the option at this point?
At this point, yes.
3rd down and 8. Bender rolls out near side, looks downfield, fires, throws. It's going to be caught. First down catch, and that's Riken Cross at the Bells 42-yard line.
Roll out by Bender and just put some nice little touch on there right over the hands. About 2 white jerseys. Get a couple of good blocks from Dylan Patterson and Van Derrick. Or I'm sorry. Van Derrick.
Can we all agree that Deacon Bender can play quarterback?
He really can.
1st and 10, right to left. Bells, Howe in all black. Handoff on the right side. A good run there. And that is going to be Jaden Alcorn. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. Did see him a little bit last week, but Alcorn gets the carry there, and he gets him right about 5 yards to the 36-yard line. 2nd down. Well, I'll give him 4. Let's say 2nd down and 6. Howe's got to answer back right here. Bender in the gun. Sends a man in motion as Cross and whistles before this gets underway, and it's a false start against Howe. So now behind the sticks again. As it'll be second down and 11.
It really is one step forward and two steps back.
Boy, it really is.
As cliche as it is, it's really, when you think you got something going, you got some momentum, you have a big penalty.
Coaches absolutely hate pre-snap penalties too. Just despise them. Second down and 11, 9:58 on the clock. At historic Bulldog Stadium, the oldest active stadium in North Texas. Snap back to Bender. He's going to keep it around the right side, picking and choosing a hole. Can't find one. Back to the line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line, and it's third down and 11.
Offensive line got pushed back on that. Wasn't much of a hole. He got pushed back and right into the face of Bender. He got barely enough to get back to the line of scrimmage. You're on the Bells 41-yard line, third and 11. This is going to be 4-down territory, so look at this. You got two chances to get to the 30-yard line for the first down.
We've got a matchup of sophomore Gavin Snap against Caden King. Here's a quick pass out to the right side. Strong brought it down, but not much there. Maybe a couple, 3 yards. And the punt team will come on for Howe as the ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line.
That's an unfortunate possession in a game where you don't even know if you'll get another possession before halftime.
You know, knowing Jake Smith a little bit now, I'm not going to write punt down on my board until I see it.
I'm about to say, I'm kind of surprised by this look.
Snap back to Rogers, and he does punt it away.
Okay.
And it'll bounce at the 20 to the 15, 10. It's a good call, Coach Smith, as this one's going to roll at the 7-yard line.
I think the Deer Creek dealer is betting on his defense.
7-yard line.
Bells will take over with 8:18 remaining in the second quarter clock. They took 5 minutes and 24 seconds to go 71 yards on their first possession.
So he's betting on his defense and kind of playing the field position game, thinking if he can get a 3 and out here, make them punt, if they will punt, and get
that's
the ball back on the Bell side of the field. A lot of ifs, though, in that scenario.
Here come the Bells Panthers, trapped at their own 7-yard line, moving left to right. And they try to draw Howe offsides, may have done so. I do see a flag. A handoff over left guard and about a 6-yard run, but we'll check the flag, and it's going to be against Howe. As I'm hearing some noise through my headphones again.
We do have a penalty flag thrown on the play.
Accepted the penalty.
Offside for the Bulldogs.
I think it's has to do with Braswell's mic. There's a handoff. Oh, well. Where did it go, Justin? I can't tell who has the ball.
It's on the left side.
About a 3-yard gain. I know that. To the 15-yard line.
Brandon with the handoff, with the carry. It is confusing. You got a lot of misdirections, a lot of different guys going different ways.
So now it'll be second down and 3 for Bells. 7:33 on the clock. And this is their MO. They just take your 3-4 yards at a time and go all the way down the field with it. They're not looking for a 71-yard touchdown. Handoff left side. And again, 3 or 4 yards, and there's a first down to roughly the 18-yard line.
And remember what we said, that this is a physical brand of football, and you got a lot of injuries on this team. So a lot of players playing both ways.
Case Luger.
Deacon Bender's out there at outside linebacker. The quarterback.
First and 10 for Bell, 7:07 on the clock. All of the fans on both sides are sitting on their hands right now. Hartline will toss left side around the edge, and there is a big run. This one could go a long way. Sanchez playing corner knocked him out of bounds, thankfully, or that would have been a pretty long run for Jadarian Washington.
And that little run out breaks to the outside. That gives them a lot more breathing room now.
Jadarius Washington, I should say. They'll spot the ball at the 38-yard line. 20-yard run for Bells. And here is another reverse coming near side, and that is Branham, and he's going to pick up 8 yards on first down. That 8-hole reverse has made Dale West some money.
8 on the play.
I mean, that is their pass play, basically.
Sanchez once again making the stop.
And I don't know how you stop it. And
that was my next question. I thought, how do you stop that?
And even if you're a middle backer, you think, okay, well, you're keying the fullback, but the fullback even takes you to the ball. 2nd down and 2, man goes in motion. Here's a toss back. Washington gets around the edge. First down run to the Howe 42. He's still going to the 40. To the 39.
We do have a penalty flag thrown.
I think this one's going to come back.
There's a flag down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw holding on Bells.
Holding is the call. And it is against Bells. So that mark off the long Washington run there. As is that Bells' second penalty?
Yeah.
Second penalty. One was the offsides on the kickoff.
Well, and that's been the difference so far, I think.
Yeah, Howe's had penalties and
that's something
near turnover.
That's something you don't see with Dale West coach teams, is they don't have a lot of penalties. They don't make stupid mistakes like that all the time. Sometimes, but not often.
Ball is now on the 36.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12. Will you let Braswell know that his mic's off because it's creating some sound issues? We're going to have to change his batteries. 2nd down and 12. 5:45 on the second quarter clock. Hartline goes under center. He's going to hand off to Uyghur around the left edge. This time a flying black body comes in and knocks him down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. They'll give him a yard to the 39-yard line. Black jerseyed body. I don't want the FCC saying something to me. I don't think we're governed by. I guess we are governed by the FCC.
A little bit, yeah.
3rd down and 9, 5:10 on the clock.
This is a big 3rd down.
It is a big one. And coming near side, and close to a first down on the handoff. Boy, this is going to be chain pull type stuff. On the carry for Bells is Braden Richardson.
Man, I think he got that.
They're right at it. Yeah, I think this one's. Oh, they're giving him a Howe favorite. No, they're going to move the sticks. So the ball just shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Got 9 yards exactly on that play. That's what he needed for the first down.
But they get a guy that lines up in the slot back. They get the snap, and it comes right down the line, hands it off, and before you know it, he's just around the edge, 3 or 4 yards upfield.
And Howe's got to be careful because Bells gets the ball to start the second half, and they don't know if they're going to get it again before the half.
Hartline toss, left side Washington, around the left edge, makes a great cut. He's off to the races, being chased down by Sanchez, who's going to be trying to drag him down and wrestled him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
Washington, not the fastest guy, but runs with some power. Kind of runs straight up and down.
29-yard gain.
Upright position when he runs. And we get a big gainer out of that and into the red zone.
4:14 on the clock as it stopped for one of the very few times so far this evening as Washington went out of bounds. Bells hustles to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Hartline, handoff, Uyghur. He just pushes his way through. Another big gainer to the 11-yard line. 9-yard gain.
Coach Smith called a timeout.
With 4:01 on the clock in the second quarter, timeout's been called. We'll take 1-2. We'll be back after this.
What's up, guys? It's Ridley Carter. I'm a senior cross country and long distance track runner.
This is Riley McCollum, senior basketball player and leading strikeout softball pitcher.
I'm Dylan Patterson, graduating football player and powerlifter.
I'm Ayla Jones, class of 2026 volleyball player.
We would like to thank the Howe Athletic Booster Club for the support of Howe student athletes and encourage anyone interested in helping to join.
Go
Dogs!
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
Welcome back. 4:01 on the clock. We're in the second quarter. Each team has had 2 full possessions. We're in the middle of Bell's second possession here at the end of the second quarter. Handoff left side Uyghur. This time Howe plays it very nicely.
Uyghur, the ball carrier.
And I believe up front that was the big man, Jacob Griffo, bringing him down. So it'll be third down and right about 4 or 5 as the ball is spotted at the 13-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play. Bell sprints to the line of scrimmage. Heartline toss, another flag is down. They'll stop play. False start against Bells. They'll back it up another 5. And that may be Howe's biggest ally right there, is Bell's jumping off sides.
And that's one of the, I won't say the benefits, but the drawbacks of rushing to the line out of the huddle is you'll get a few of these false starts. The guys just move it up a little bit too quickly.
Third down and 9. Ball spotted now at the 18-yard line. Is this a big play? It's a big third down?
Big third down right here, Monty.
Okay, Romo. Man goes in motion. Ball is, I thought, was going on the turf for a moment. But Washington is brought down right at the line of scrimmage or lost a yard. But I think they'll spot it at the 9. Yeah, they'll say lost a yard.
Now this will be interesting here.
To the 19.
Fourth down and 10.
Boy, you've got a hold here.
Yes. I think you watch for the 8-hole reverse right here.
We'll see where Easton Branham lines up, because he's the key to that play. And if he goes in motion, a quick motion, it seems he definitely gets the football.
Coach West is going to wait and call a timeout and let the clock go down.
Play clock at 4, 3, 2, 1, and a timeout has been called.
A timeout has been called
by Bells. So we'll take 1-2. We'll be back right after this.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
Only 2 possessions for each team so far in the first half. And Bells is trying to hang on to their possession here. Fourth down and 10. Wanting to throw. Deep ball left side, mano a mano in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Great coverage by Garrett Rogers, and Howe's going to have the football back Hartline took a shot as he threw the football, and he was slow getting up. But Howe will have the football with 2:11 left to go before the half. Now, Bells is going to get the football first to start the second half. But if you can tie the football game here in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, that is an astronomical win going into the dressing room.
It really is, man. Garrett Rogers in good coverage over on Dylan Elliott. And that ball was in the air for a while, and Rogers able to just knock it away.
We'll get the Love Cottage sideline reporter here in a minute. We'll get his thoughts on this first half.
It did not break off defense there.
Bender in the gun. Howe from their own 19. Rolling out, being chased down, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run, and he's brought down at the 19-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage.
We do have a timeout.
And Howe, 2-minute warning has been called.
First half.
And we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
Malin will check down with you and get your perspective on this first half so far.
Yeah, really, in terms of how offense, the Bells defense has done a good job. But really, the main factor in this is that the penalties on Howe, they've really stopped them. They've had good run game, but they try to bail themselves out with the pass after they shoot themselves in the foot with penalties that need to be fixed up.
2 minutes on the clock. Howe comes back on the field on offense. 2nd down and 10 from their own 19. Thank you, Malin. That's our Love Cottage sideline report. Bender alone in the backfield, and he wants to throw. Rolls out, steps back 3 steps, flush down to the pocket, coming near side. Chased down by King, throws on the run. Lycan Cross had it and dropped it at midfield stripe. He was going to be tiptoeing to stay in bounds if he would have brought it in, but that would have been a big plus right there. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Well, Bender did a good job of evading some tacklers and just lofting it downfield. Cross got behind Elliott, the quarterback, but he's kind of, the way the ball was coming, he's having to twist and turn his body and head out of bounds. As he's heading out of bounds, just not able to hang on. It's going to be a big adjustment for him to make that catch.
You got to be careful here. You don't want to give the ball back to Bells.
Certainly do not. 3rd down and 10. They're going to throw anyway. Bender on the run. Started the throw, now does. Has a man caught at the 1st down marker. And that is
complete to number 22.
It's going to be brought in by Caden Thomas. And that'll be a 1st down. 1:42 on the clock, but it's moving. Ball now spotted near the 30 at the 29. 10-yard gain. A handoff, Garrett Rogers up the middle. He'll gain 4 up to the 33-yard line. They scramble to try to get back on the football in a hurry. Bender wants it, gets it, drops back 2 steps, 3 steps, fires right side, in and out of the hands of Ryland Strong. Just overshot him, just a little too high. But that does stop the clock at 1:15. Howe again facing a 3rd down, and will face it with 7 yards to go.
After that last play, you should have probably called a timeout. Set up your 2nd down. Now you're looking at 3rd down.
Well, they still have one in their pocket.
I believe they still have 2.
I think it's 2, yeah.
2, yeah.
You get a 2-minute warning.
They come back to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 7. Rogers goes out of the backfield. Bender throws, swing pass, coming near side. That's Ryland Strong, has a 1st down and is down on the seam at the 43-yard line. Howe still holding on to their timeouts. 1:05 on the clock. It's rolling, and he spikes it, but the ball came out of his hand right there. I was thinking about this the other night. At what point, when you spike it, you see this in the NFL all the time. They get the snap and they just push it down. At what point is that a fumble?
I think
Will they ever call that a fumble?
Well, I think it's a specialized play, and it's kind of like called as that.
It's like assumed that they're going to spike it.
Snap back. Bender throws. Ryland Strong on the far side trying to get around the corner. Has a first down. Pushed out of bounds at the 43. Well, where are they spot? They're going to say he got out closer before the sticks.
Yeah, it's gonna be
so another third down at the 49-yard line.
He did a good job of dancing around, getting just enough before he went out of bounds.
3rd and 3. Bender steps up in the pocket, throws it, and it's thankfully incomplete. Cross tried to make the catch. I thought that ball was floating a little bit and had the chance to be picked off, but it was not. And now it's 4th down and 3 with 50 seconds left to go in the first half.
He wanted to throw a little swing pass out to Rogers, but Rogers wasn't looking. Bender looked, but Rogers wasn't. So he had to hold on to it for a little bit before he tried again.
Knocks bounds on the sidelines. 50 seconds left to go in the first half. 4th and 3, and Bells jumped across, and a timeout's been called by Bells. That's their final. Is that their final timeout?
I believe so. I think Howe was trying to draw him off sides.
And it almost worked. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Garrett Rogers still in the game. That's a 4th down and 3 coming up. In the gun. Bender, swing pass to Cross is incomplete. He overthrew him, and it falls to the turf.
Pass is incomplete.
A good timely timeout called by Dale West there. As it appeared, Howe was going to get a first down on an offsides.
Bells will take over.
Well, I like the aggressiveness. I think you had to, but now you gambled and you lost. So now you got to lean on your defense to make a stop with 47 seconds and 51 yards to go to pay dirt.
Boy, giving up points here would be catastrophe.
Because then you find yourself down 2 scores, and like Jake said, Bells gets the ball in the second half to start.
And Howe's had 3 possessions in this first half.
Jeez.
1st and 10, left to right. Bells toss. That's Asa Curtis on the carry for 4 yards. 40 seconds as the clock still rolls. I think he'll get a long 3 yards. They're spotted at the 49-yard line, so 2 yards.
Bells only has 1 timeout left.
They do have a timeout. 2nd and 8. Here comes your 8-hole reverse. And it's good for maybe a couple of yards to the 47-yard line. That's Branham on the carry. Timeout has been called by Bells again. We'll take a quick one. We'll be right back.
That is the 3rd.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
It's that time of year again where our beloved radio guy won't shut his trap about how hot it is up here in the press box. Thankfully, the good people at Baker Air Conditioning and Heating cool this thing down in no time.
Roger, we're dying over here.
Speaking of hot air, there he is. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been serving the community of Howe for nearly 60 years. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating is located on Highway 5, and you can call them at 903-532-6255.
Roger!
13 seconds left in the first half, and we're in a barn burner. 7-0 Bells over Howe. Bells, this is their third possession of the half. Howe has had 3. Remarkable. Hartline goes under center. Handoff, first man through is Curtis, and he'll gain 2 yards. And I think we're going to be at the end of the first half. And that's it.
We haven't played an hour of football, Monty, and we're going to halftime.
Wow.
I only have one highlight to cut. I actually get to have a halftime.
Hard-fought football game on the field tonight. It's a slugfest in Howe. You're in the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. Let's talk about this one just a little bit, though, Justin. What do you take from a game that has 6 possessions in the first half?
That every possession has been valuable, and Howe has had they had a really good drive, but stalled inside the red zone.
And now you understand why I always say a turnover in this game is like 2 turnovers.
It really is.
Maybe more like 3 or 4 with how many possessions.
And it's been the theme this entire season, is being able to march the ball down the field, but when the field kind of shrinks, the Bulldogs stall. They just can't get in the end zone. It's either by penalties or turning the ball over.
Howe's 3 possessions tonight have ended on a turnover on downs, a punt, and a turnover on downs. All on the Bells side of the field. So it's not like they haven't been able to move the football. It's just that the crucial moments, again, you just can't keep the drives alive. So you're in the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. We've got a good one for you. Bandsman of the Week. We've got Lady Bulldog Spotlight with the Bjorn sisters, both Brooklyn and Tabitha. So let's do that right now. We'll see you on the backside.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of US Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager-occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe, Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week. is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is junior Kylie Nelson. Kylie, when did you start school and how?
6th grade.
And where did you come from?
Dallas.
So how much different was Dallas than Howe? I would imagine that'd be a little different.
The people were different.
That's a very open-ended statement. What is different about Dallas?
I was the only white person. There were a lot of kids that spoke Spanish, so it was kind of split up into like 2 different sets of classes.
Do you have a favorite teacher at Howe High School?
It's like having a favorite kid. The parents don't ever say, like, you're my favorite. They just say, I love you equally. So I don't have a favorite teacher.
So you're already there. You're already working on your parenting skills. Okay, I get it. All right. When did you start in the band?
6th grade.
And so did you have any prior band knowledge before getting to Howe?
I was in orchestra, so I understood how to read music, but going from string instruments to percussion was very different.
So what'd you play when you were there in Dallas?
Violin, viola, and cello.
And you couldn't talk Howe into the violin?
Well, I mean, band doesn't really have string instruments, so I don't think they were going to put that in there.
Oh, yeah, if you had just sold them on it and maybe did a little, solo, they'd be like, oh, wow, we need to add the violin. So you're a junior bass drummer. Tell us what that entails.
I mean, I would say I'm the best bass drum. There's a lot of counting you have to do because it's not like the snares where they just play full 16th notes and everything. You have to split that up. So it's really hard. But I mean, as long as you're counting and making sure that you have that internal tempo, then, you'll be fine.
There's some confidence there. Yeah, I'm the best. Now, she also says you're a hard worker. How do you show your ability to be a hard worker?
I always stay on top of things. Like, I try not to have any missing assignments, and I try to make sure that I'm always practicing my music and everything like that.
You're listening to the All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights Bandsman of the Week with Kylie Nelson. We'll be right back.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights Bandsman of the Week with Kylie Nelson. Let's talk about Miss Liss a little bit. What kind of leader is she?
She's very firm with her teaching, which I feel like that kind of pushes the students to do better. And sometimes they don't like to listen and they like to talk all the time, but she just makes sure that we're right on track with where we need to be.
I've heard she's a lot like a coach. Tell us about this year's show.
I think it's a lot more intricate than the shows that we've had before. Even last year, there wasn't as much as now, like all the guard props that we have, and the music is a lot harder, especially for bass drums. So I just feel like this show is just great.
What's the expectation for the band this year?
First place, all the way.
Okay, we'll get to that here in a minute. How about any siblings?
I have a sister and a stepbrother. And my sister's a flute. She's in 8th grade, so I'm hoping that she comes up to the high school and does marching band with me, because I feel like that'd be really fun.
So this band brought y'all closer together, you think?
Yeah, I would say so. She was a prop pusher last year, and she's a prop pusher this year, so we still get to go to band competitions together and all that, which we get to bond over those.
Any sibling rivalry at all?
Not for a while. I mean, we yell at each other sometimes, but we've gotten closer.
So is this a band that can go to the place that we don't talk about?
Absolutely. Especially with this show, if everybody just makes sure that, they count and they play when they're supposed to, and we all stay on tempo and their feet are in time, because I feel like that's got to be fixed. But I think we can make it.
All right, that's your all-in custom gutters and Christmas lights Bandsman of the Week, Kylie Nelson.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
It's that time of year again where our beloved radio guy won't shut his trap about how hot it is up here in the press box. Thankfully, the good people at Baker Air Conditioning and Heating cool this thing down in no time.
Roger, we're dying over here.
Speaking of hot air, there he is. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been serving the community of Howe for nearly 60 years. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating is located on Highway 5, and you can call them at 903-532-6255.
Roger! From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward. South State Bank. Member FDIC.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager-occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Let's join Monty Walker with the Anchors Boat and RV Storage Lady Bulldog Spotlight.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is both Tabitha Bjorn and Brooklyn Bjorn. Tabitha, you're a sophomore. Brooklyn, you're a freshman. Tabitha, we'll start with you. When did you start in Howe? When did you start school in Howe?
I started halfway through kindergarten.
Okay. Do you remember anything about elementary school that stands out?
Not much, but I kind of remember playing dodgeball in PE. But that's pretty much it, honestly.
Brooklyn, we'll talk to you. How about when did you start playing volleyball?
I started playing volleyball in 5th grade, I think.
Was that like rec league or some kind of select league or something?
I started rec in 4th grade, and then halfway through 5th grade started select.
New head coach, Terry Lambert. Tabitha, you were a part of the program last year. How's this change been with the new head coach?
It's been really great. He knows so much, and he's really trying to get it into our minds and teaching us a lot of things that we really needed, and it's been great.
Brooklyn, you new to high school. How's the adjustment been from classwork from middle school to high school?
It's been kind of hectic. There's definitely a lot more, but just with a lot of balance and stuff with everything, it's a little bit hard, but I've adjusted.
How about a favorite teacher?
Definitely Mr. Tipton. He's definitely my favorite.
What is it about Mr. Tipton?
He's just so understanding about certain people, and he just has me and him just have a look that he understands me, and he's so helpful with everything, and yeah.
How about you, Tabitha? Favorite teacher?
I'd probably have to say Mr. Tipton too, but I don't know. It's just when I go into his class, I don't have to worry about serious stuff or anything. It's just a time to goof off and have fun.
You're listening to the Anchors Boat and RV Storage Lady Bulldogs Spotlight with Tabitha Bjorn and Brooklyn Bjorn. We'll be right back.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
You're listening to the Anchors Boat and RV Storage Lady Bulldog Spotlight with Tabitha Bjorn and Brooklyn Bjorn. Now, how has the season gone so far, Tabitha?
It's been really great. We've improved so much, and it's just crazy to look where we started and how we're going so far.
Now, I heard you drove by through downtown Howe and the victory light was on when the bus went by and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was so cool. I loved seeing it. It was just amazing.
Now, Brooklyn, you weren't here for the program last year, but how's the season going for you?
It's going really good. I've definitely grown a lot with my physical ability to hit, especially, and just I feel a bond with having my sister on my team too.
In your life, Brooklyn, who is someone that you look up to?
Definitely my parents and my family in general. Mainly my oldest brother Bergen, because we seem a lot alike, and we both have that same competitiveness, and we just bond like that, I guess.
So I thought you were going to say Tabitha. Tabitha, who's someone you look up to?
I look up to my older sister because she's just such a great human just overall, and she's so kind, and you can really see her spirit shine, and I want to be like that one day.
What other activities are you involved with here at Howe?
We both participate in band, and I don't know anything else really. Just mainly volleyball and band.
Siblings, Brooklyn, name them off.
So oldest to youngest, Talia, Bergen, Tabitha, me, and then Anders.
Okay, all right. Quite a few siblings. Tabitha, what's the goal for the season?
The goal for the season overall is to improve, I feel like, because while we've already come so far, there's still so much that we need to close in on, and we really are just hoping to set up a good team for next year too.
Brooklyn, is there a sisterly rivalry at all?
Yes, 100%. But I think it's helped so much because it motivates us both to become better and be there for each other, and yeah.
What about outside of volleyball? Do y'all have a little sisterly rivalry at times?
100%.
I'd say sometimes. It depends on the day.
What's life after Howe High School look like for Tabitha?
I want to go on a mission for our church like my older sister did, and then probably play volleyball in college.
What about you, Brooklyn?
The main goal is to be on the BYU volleyball team. That's the main goal. And after that, I'm not very sure, but hopefully get married and then have kids.
All right, that's your Lady Bulldog Spotlight, brought to you by Anchors Boat and RV Storage, Tabitha Bjorn and Brooklyn Bjorn.
Tonight's Lady Bulldog Spotlight has been brought to you by Anchors Boat and RV Storage. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Justin White, Malin Walker, Jake Roberts, and Stephen Braswell.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Bells on top 7-0 over Howe. As you can hear the Howe marching band playing very loudly in the background. That's Jake Roberts here with Justin White. Monty stepped down to take care of some business. And I think Justin's pulling up some scores.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at some scores from around the area. And we don't have to, I'll just talk about the district real quick. Leonard trails Blue Ridge in the second quarter 13-7. And then Gunner up on Callisburg only 22-0. Only 22-0 up on Callisburg. So, not surprised by Gunner winning. It's just by how much. But let's talk about this first half here. 7-0. Each team only got, was it 3 possessions?
Yeah, 3 possessions each.
3 possessions, only 7 points on the board for Bells. Is it what you expected? I mean, we knew it was going to be a limited number of possessions.
I think to an extent this is what I expected, but I think this is kind of like what I expected on steroids. To say, I mean, I've seen Howe and Bells games in the past, and they've always been sort of like this, but this is just like everyone's running, everyone is taking the entire clock off before that they snap the ball, and it's just been a quick-paced game, but at the same time they've only run so many plays, so it kind of feels slow, and the drives are methodical and fast, but also slow at the same time. And I mean, it's fun football to watch, but very stressful for the coaches, I imagine, because every play, when there's less plays, every play matters more.
Does it feel like Howe should be down more than 7-0? Let me talk to Malin real quick. Malin, it's 7-0 right now. Bells. Does it feel like Howe is down by more?
It does feel like they're down more. Howe has not capitalized on the drives. They've been so close to the end zone, they just haven't been able to capitalize it on. They've established a run game, they really have, but they just have shot themselves really in the foot with the penalties. The Bells defense is doing a good job of stopping them.
A good enough job.
But really, the main factor in this in stopping Howe from scoring is Howe penalties, and that kind of makes it feel more like a 3-score lead more than just that.
You may have just answered the question, but if you're Coach Smith, what is he telling the team here in the locker room? Either one of you guys.
Yeah, no penalties. We've got to come out there. We've got to play a clean second half, and most importantly, you've got to stop Bells coming out of the break. I think it's a really important possession. If Howe can somehow get up the field, even if it takes them 5 minutes and then they have to throw it on 4th and 10 inside the red zone, you just got to get off the field, and Howe's got to put points on the board.
Yeah. If I was Coach Smith, the really thing I would emphasize is that, listen, Bells is gonna come out with the ball. You cannot get down 2 scores against this Bells offense because you're just not going to see the ball enough to come back from that. You're really just not. And this game is really everything to Howe. You just need to emphasize, play good defense, play clean offense, and just do your assignments. That's what will win you this football game.
And especially if you're Howe and you haven't been able to score, how important it is for the stop Bells.
Right. Yeah. If you can't score, you have to ensure that the other team can't score as well. I think that's kind of important too.
Score more points than the other team. That's always been that way. We put in every year, but so you actually got
as far as Bells goes,
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out. Are you on?
Yeah.
It's an out.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
But if you're Bells, I mean, you got to feel good as far as defensively, the way you played. You've been able to stop Howe. You know, they're only 3 possessions. You'll be able to stop them and not allow them to score any points. But if you're Howe, I mean, kind of like last week, you're going to look back at this film and think, man, you had some opportunities. Not a lot, but you had opportunities to get on the scoreboard. You just couldn't do it.
Well, and unlike last week, this game is far from over, and Howe really has an opportunity to go and, I mean, they can take control of this game if they can get a stop, get a score, and then, I mean, it's like, you know how they have that thing where they, how many plays determine a game? This one is maybe 1 play. This is the sort of 1 play game where 1 turnover, 1 big play can really just swing the entire game.
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll do either stats or our highlight, our one highlight. 7-0 here at halftime show.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
Welcome back. Let's go over some stats with Braz, shall we? Go ahead. Take it away.
Okay, so we don't really have a hope, believe it or not, because they only had 3 possessions apiece during the first half. There's not a lot of stats, really. For team stats, as far as Howe goes, Bender is 8 for 15 passing, 70 yards. And rushing-wise, 14 rushes for 31 yards total. There's been 4 penalties for 25 yards, 7 first downs total. The total first half yardage, 101 yards for Howe. Bell's team-wise, you got they're 0 for 1 passing, 25 rushes for 161 yards. They've had 3 penalties for 20 yards, 9 first downs, and 161 yards total.
So 161 yards total offense. Only ran the ball, or only threw the ball 1 time, huh?
Yes, correct. As individual stats, Cross for Howe, 3 rushes, 22 yards. Bounds, 4 rushes, 7 yards is all he's got so far. Alcorn is 1 for 6. Garrett Rogers 1 for 4. And Deacon Bender is 5 for -8. He's been sacked a couple times in the background, but lost yards.
And it feels like they had more yardage than that, but I guess when you only have 3 possessions, and you have some sacks in there too, I guess.
Yep, exactly.
That's what the difference is.
Yep. As far as passing goes, he is actually 8 for 15 for 60 or 71 yards. And receiving wise, you got Strong with 4 for 29 yards, Buttery 2 for 28 yards, Thomas 1 for 10 yards, and Cross 1 for 3 yards receiving wise. From the Bell side, rushing wise, you got Uyghur 10 for 54 with a touchdown, Washington 3 for 52. Branham 7 for 32, Curtis 4 for 14, Richardson 1 for 9. They've attempted 1 pass that was incomplete.
So 5 different ball carriers.
Five different ball carriers for them, and when you look at it, Howe's had 5 different rushers also.
Okay.
And when you include Bender, quarterback. So.
We're going to skip our highlight. We have 1 highlight. And it's not one that Howe fans would particularly care to listen to anyway, so we'll just skip that and have that in the postgame. I was talking to a gentleman down there earlier. Actually, it was Jesse Ferrer. I was telling him we're probably going to have a postgame show that might be longer than the 4th quarter. But we'll try to keep it
at this rate,
short.
yeah.
We'll try to keep it fairly short. So both teams are back out on the field, and Bells is going to start with the football. As if you recall, Howe won the toss and wanted the football to start the game. Hence,
the Golden Panthers of Bells. We'll start with the football here. Did you know that they were once the Golden Panthers?
I was just about to say, did I miss that? Were they called the Golden Panthers? I thought it was just the Panthers.
Back in the 30s, if you read the articles of the Herald Democrat, it will refer to them as the Bells Golden Panthers. And somehow they lost the golden. They lost the golden touch.
Number 7.
They've got it back this decade for sure. Here's the kick by Keelan Thomas, a low line drive kick, middle of the field, going to be taken on a hop. Coming up the middle of the field, the returner. And a good return, Richardson being drugged down right at midfield, and a flag is down. And that is, in fact, Braden Richardson on the return. Let's check the flag and see what that's about.
There was a penalty flag thrown, however.
Ball was spotted near about the 48-yard line, just shy of midfield. Bells is traveling from our left to right. Looks like it's going to be a holding against Bells.
Is a call against the Panthers.
So back it up near the 38-yard line, one would imagine.
Get all the help you can get with a decent return.
Normally I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 reserved spaces on my board for possessions and a half. And we only had 6. And normally we get to about 15 or 13 or 12. So ball at the 38. Toss. Left side to the fullback, Curtis, trying to find the edge, gets 6 yards.
If you're a basketball fan, this is the equivalent to like a team that plays half court, just walks the ball up, makes 5 passes before they take a shot. It's just a slow, methodical offense for Bells. That works.
It does work. But it is, it's 1940s, 30s. Handoff to Uyghur again, and he's going to be close to a first down, and I think he has it right at the sticks at the 48-yard line. So here's Bells just doing what they do, starting out the second half with a first down.
I've talked to Coach before about defending, the slot T, flex bone type of offense. It's difficult to prepare for kids because they're so used to playing against spread offenses, and you got to almost change everything up within 1 week. And so the plan is just always, it's hard for kids to learn in just a few days.
Gavin Snap checking into the game. Aiden Torres checking out. He's going to have to hurry. And now they're ready. Here is Hartline going to keep it himself on the quarterback keeper around the right edge. Good yardage and another first down. Steps out of bounds at around the 37-yard line, 38-yard line.
A few times we've seen Hartline keep it himself. Got to fake the handoff and then just took it around the right edge.
Van Derrick into the game. We don't normally see him against a normal offense. This is certainly an abnormal offense in today's world. Hartline, handoff, Uyghur again. And again, he's going to get 30 to the 33, 34-yard line. So a gain of 4, and that's what they do. And that's how Tyler Grisham became one of the top 2 rushers of all time in Howe. 4 yards at a time.
I believe it.
Will Ingram now checking into the game on defense, and he'll check in for Jacob Griffo. As Bells sprints to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 6. Hartline turns around, hands, 9-hole reverse, and right there was the linebacker Charles Furr to make the stop in the backfield. It really had that sniffed out.
We haven't called Furr's name very much, but he was kind of waiting on the other side of that reverse, taking down the ball carrier.
Loss of a yard will bring up 3rd down and 7 on the Howe side of the field at the 35-yard line. 9:23 and rolling at Bulldog Stadium. And they're subbing players in and out all over the place. Dylan Patterson checks out.
On the defensive line.
Hartline turns, Uyghur, handoff. 3 yards. To about the 31-yard line.
I guess trying to keep those defensive linemen fresh as Griffo comes out, or comes in.
31.5.
Sean Stanley comes out. I'm sorry, Will Eager comes out. That was Ingram.
Boy, they're just subbing people all over the place. 4th down and 4. Big play here. Handoff. Uyghur slips through. He was hit before he got there.
I don't think he got that.
But it's going to be very close. And generally, if it's this close, they move the sticks.
Are you kidding me?
And they get him the first one. See, the Howe crowd is not real happy about it.
Coach Smith he was pointing the other direction. No bias here, I really thought he was short.
5-yard gain, apparently, will take him to the 27-yard line for a first down. 8:19 on the clock. This is the 9th play of the drive for Bells.
You're right, you get close enough, they just round up.
8-hole reverse. The ball was fumbled around but picked back up in the arms. This is a big gainer down to the 11-yard line, and that's Branham again on the 8-hole reverse. It was a weird exchange as it was bobbling around in his arms for a moment.
That's one thing Bells has not done tonight. They have not turned the ball over. Thought we were going to see a fumble right there. But Branham able to hang on to it. And him and Sanchez popped him at the end.
The rotation has ended as Howe will keep the same unit on the field.
Trying to keep these guys fresh. Like I said, a lot of injuries on defense.
Hartline, there was some early movement. I don't see a flag, but there was early movement. Not much on the carry there. Did you see a flag?
I did see a flag. Flag didn't come out.
On the left side of the offensive line, there was early movement.
And it's offsides against Howe.
Offsides.
I would like to see the replay on that. They're going to spot it at the 7-yard line now.
I just didn't see it either. I saw somebody jump, but I didn't think he went over the line.
So it's 1st and 5 at the Howe 7-yard line. 7:12 on the clock. Bells breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. Hartline toss. Curtis, left side, not even touched into the end zone for a touchdown. 7 yards on the carry for Asa Curtis. And Bells goes up 13-0, awaiting a PAT.
Pitch out to that left side, and I think he wore the Bulldogs defense down. That drive right there, I think, was just physically punishing the Bulldog defense. I think they had nothing left in the tank on that last play.
The extra point by Bush is up and true. 14-0, Bells leads with 7:02 left to go in the third quarter. We'll be back right after this.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. Your Tech Wave kickoff is just about ready. As it is in the air, high kick, short kick. Strong will take it at the 20. Picking and choosing a hole, trying to bounce out of traffic. Finds a seam, look out! He's off to the races! Kissing goodbye, Ryland Strong has done it again! Touchdown time in Texas!
I called that money off air. He said that. That's the only way Howe can score right now is special teams.
That's a way to get 6 points back in a hurry.
You got two of the fastest guys back there with Rocket Cross and Rylan Strong, and Strong only needs a sliver of light.
Wow, I can't believe you called that right before the kickoff.
You're Tony Romo.
I know, money. I can't do the Romo. I'm not good at Romo.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go, Jim. Second baseman Fernando Sanchez on for the PAT. Snap back on the tee. The kick is up. The kick is good. 14-7, our new score at Bulldog Stadium. 6:50 on the clock in the third. We'll be right back.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith, and it didn't take me long to get to know where Sonic of Howe is. After practice or games, I like to head down to 105 North Collins Freeway, grab a burger, tots, and a shake. As a matter of fact, I like to say, it's Sonic time in Texas.
Yeah, Coach, that's kind of my thing.
Oh, okay. How about Sonic really brings the hammer down?
Coach, that's kind of my thing.
With Sonic, I'm highly motivated, truly dedicated.
Yeah, Coach, that's another one of my lines.
How about this? It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Yeah, I like that.
Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be taken by an up man at the 35 up to around the corner to midfield. And already, I believe, in Howe territory at the 49-yard line, 48-yard line.
Back to the 47-yard line.
Well, bad news is you get this punishing offense back on the field against a
tiring defense.
But you're down only a touchdown now.
It's like that other possession was erased from existence in an instant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a 5-minute 58-second drive for Bells a moment ago. The Kingdom Inflatable scoring drive recap. Here's Branham around the left edge trying to turn the corner. Does for a moment, has 10 yards. Steps out of bounds before the mad Honduran can grab him. So a big run there to the 34-yard line.
It's so quick. He gets that slot back position and he gets the snap and just on the end around, and there's nobody there to string him out.
14 yards for Branham.
Got a injured player. Is that Rocket Cross?
We're going to take a quick timeout.
It's not.
And we'll find out who it is. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Justin, did you get a chance to catch who the injured person was?
I think it was second baseman Diego.
Fernando Sanchez.
I'm sorry, Diego. Fernando Sanchez. As he's limping across down by the bench.
So it's 1st and 10 for Bells at the Howe 34-yard line as we come back. 6:35 on the clock. Howe has just got their first points of the game, and guess what? It was a kick return by Rylan Strong, 80 yards. Hartline sends a man in motion. They hand off to Curtis. Flag is down, as I think Howe may have come across the line again. It is. It's going to be 1st and 5. For Bells at the 29.
They've done that a number of times to Howe. Got him a jump, just got five free yards out of it.
We were talking off air about Rylan Strong and how dangerous he is at kick return, and I can't recall anyone as dangerous for Howe except maybe going back to maybe Heath Horton or Stephen Ogle in the mid-'80s.
I mean, Cooper Jones.
And not like this.
That's very true.
Heartline toss, right side, Jesse again. Oh, that's Washington. He's on the move, and he could score. He strolls in as Garrett Rogers was trying to take it away, punch it away from him, but Bells is on the board quickly this time, 20-7, awaiting a PAT after the 29-yard run by Washington.
Nothing really crazy, just a straight handoff right off the right tackle. That's Washington barely touched as he scampers 29 yards.
PAT is up. That's a good kicker. 21-7. Our new score at Bulldog Stadium. 6:24 left to go in the third. We'll be back.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
Justin, did you call anything off the air? Here's your Tech Wave kickoff.
I'm saying a cross touchdown.
This is going to Cross, who takes it at the 20, and he will be tackled at the 32-yard line, which is where Howe will start. Actually, what amounts to their first drive here in the second half. So Howe moving from our right to left. We'll start with 6:17 on the clock. Your Kingdom Inflatable scoring drive recap for Bells, only 2 plays, 48 yards. 29-yard touchdown by Washington. Brings us our new score, 21-7. Bells in the lead. Howe's offense comes back on the field. There's trips to the near side. Look out here. Cross, Buttery, and Thomas. Bender looks that way, now flushed out, rolls right, looks down the field, he's going to run. Has some room and picks up about 8 or 9 near the 40-yard line. I think they'll give him the 39-yard line.
I think he wanted to go to one of those receivers where the trips formation on the left side, but nobody was open. And looked right, went through his progression, looked to the right side, nobody was open, and there was a lot of real estate in front of him if we get 6 yards out of it.
Same formation, trips down here at the bottom. Bender in the gun, pulls it out of the gut of bounds and throws it over the head of Ryland Strong. Third down coming up.
RPO action. There, fake the handoff and try to go the slant to Strong, and he was right there. There in coverage was Josh Rogers, the cornerback, one-on-one coverage, and Strong had inside leverage on him. Could have got that, but it was thrown over his head.
Howe's kind of gone away from their bread and butter, which is the run game. 3rd and 4 here. Bender's going to keep it himself around the right edge, has the first down and hit hard out of bounds. Howe wants a flag. Now some chippiness going on over there. No flag, but a first down run by Bender to the 43-yard line.
But you said something there, Bonnie. You said that Howe's got away from their bread and butter. Is this an example of what the slot team does to you? You start going away from your bread and butter.
They're certainly not running the ball down by 2 scores as they have in other games. 1st and 10, Bender in the gun. 2 backs straddle him, and this will be a handoff to Ryken Cross, trying to dodge a defender. Here he goes, spun around, going the other way, looking for a block, hurdles a defender. All of that for 1 yard. 2 yards to the 45. What a run.
It was an incredible 2-yard run of 15 yards.
I mean, I'll take the 2 yards he got versus what was going to be like a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Yeah.
Napoleon Kaufman.
Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Bounds checks out. Rogers checks in at tailback. 5:27 on the clock. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Bender alone in the backfield. Drops back 3 steps. Looks left. Throws. Caught by Buttery. 1st down to the 40. Slung down there at the 39. Buttery has really stepped up in the last few weeks.
Found a spot just in the middle of the field, in the middle of that coverage.
And another good throw by Bender.
Bender, yeah. Bender has a good arm. I'd like to see a little bit more mustard on it, but he is only a sophomore too. But he's got good touch when he needs to get it downfield.
And he's accurate. 1st and 10. Bender near side. Buttery again gets a block by Caden Thomas.
Buttery once again.
And he's close to another 1st down at the 29-yard line.
Good block by Thomas. And Buttery getting involved in this passing game.
A timeout's been called by somebody.
I think it's an injured.
Oh, an injured player.
For Bells.
Injury timeout.
Right in front of the Howe bench.
Well, let's take a quick timeout. Let's hope this is just a cramp. We'll be back in just a moment.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
So they gave him the 1st down. Now they move the ball back to the 30. So now it's 2nd down and 1.
Howe's not got a lot of breaks when it comes to
none.
Anything close to a 1st down marker. Offense or defense.
And the spots are so weird. And I'm not singling out either team. It's just weird spots tonight. He clearly had the 29. 2nd down and 1. Bender, handoff to Cross. It's going to be met for a loss. And this is where that spot's going to come into play, because this is a loss back to the 40. And they'll give him forward progress to the 36.
So, yeah, you go from 2nd to 1 to
Well, you go from a 1st down to having it called back.
Really, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm sorry to talk over you.
No, you're right. You're right, though. I mean, you had the 1st down. Instead, you got 2nd and 1, but now you're looking at 3rd and 6. So,
or 7.
Yeah, that's a big setback.
Huge.
Big swing.
Bender alone in the backfield, drops back 3 steps under pressure, steps up, throws. Ryland Strong has it. 1st down. 13 to the 10. Trying to break away. Almost did for a moment. Inside the 20, not to about the 17. Got my yards mixed up. But they'll spot it right now at the 16-yard line. We'll see if they move it back a couple of yards.
Tremendous pocket presence by Bender. Felt some pressure, avoided a tackler, stepped up in the pocket, avoided another one, and just able to drop it off to Strong. And Strong, with a strong run on that reception with some yards after the catch.
You needed 7 yards, and you got 20. Just dump it to Strong. And now a timeout's been called by Howe. We'll take 1-2. 21-7, Bills in the lead. 3:29 on the clock here in the 3rd. We'll be right back.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Malin, let's talk to our Love Cottage sideline reporter. You played against the slot T a couple of times on both sides of the ball. How did you do it? Is there a special technique?
You know, I'd love to tell you, but to be honest, I don't remember. You know, you're just clanking heads 24/7. It feels like in those trenches, and you know, a lot of neurons fall in those yards.
Unfortunately, that is very true.
I didn't have neurons on my bingo card to use during the broadcast.
Synonyms either. Here is Bender going to keep it himself and pitch it out to Garrett Rogers, who takes a pop. They do gain 5 yards, but Rogers paid the price.
I don't like doing a speed option to the right, to the short side of the field.
Yeah, it definitely seems risky, and he that was late on the option by Bender.
And Rogers is coming back to the sideline. I think he may have got the wind knocked out of him.
They'll spot it at the 13. You're right. He's being checked on right now.
He got laid out on that far sideline.
He took a massive pop. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now for Howe at the Bells 13-yard line. Knox Bounds will get the carry, and not much doing there. It was a read option, and Bounds took it.
Bounds, number 5.
Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, and you were talking about bread and butter for Howe, but so far this second half, the bread and butter has been the passing game.
Yeah, you're right. The
Bounds.
Quick passes. Ryland Strong has been the bread and butter.
And Knox Bounds, I may be mistaken, that may be his first carry of the second half.
Buttery might be the bread.
Buttery.
Bread buttery? 3rd down and 6. Man in motion is Cross. And now whistles before this gets underway. Ball start against Howe.
Red ball foul, illegal motion against the Bulldogs.
Back it up. Now you'll be behind the sticks for 3rd down. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Ball spotted at the 18.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
And the red zone, again, the red zone, were a place where Howe has had trouble all season long.
Bell's band plays their little wah, 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 wah.
It's a pretty accurate noise.
3rd down and 11. Bender drops back 3 steps, looking left, is going to be sacked. That right there is Caden King, again, his 2nd sack of the night. That is a large man amongst high school boys. It'll be spotted at the 24-yard line. 12th play of the drive coming up for Howe, and it's going to be 4th and 17. And again, Howe drives the field, gets down to about the 13-yard line, and disaster starts happening. It's unexplainable. We're in week 7. Bender in the gun, rolls out to the near side. Now rolls out to the far side, looking for a block, throws it down the field, and Ryland Strong can't bring it in right at the out-of-bounds marker, and Bells will take over on downs after a 12-play drive that took 5 minutes off the clock.
Wow.
Feels a lot like last week, and this, like the fact that you've had opportunities.
I'd be interested to know what Howe's red zone percentage is, red zone scoring percentage is this season.
I don't think it's going to be very good.
Yeah. Well, especially not the past 2 weeks. It has not been good at all.
Here comes Bells with 1:32 left before the 4th quarter. Handoff. Uyghur, and they've done a much better job on him since the early part of this football game. He'll gain 2 yards. Fernando Sanchez will check into the game at a safety position. Ryland Strong will check out. No, that's Eli Stoner who's checking out.
And this is where if you're Howe, you're starting to think about not only getting a stop, but how many times am I going to get the ball here in the next quarter? Probably 2 tops.
Bell's kind of taking their time. 8 on the play clock. 2nd down and 9. Toss to Washington running left. He's done some damage against Howe, and he's done it again. Another 9-yard gain for Washington. Will take it to the 35-yard line, and that, my friends, is another 1st down for Bell.
Actually, I think we got a timeout. Flag.
Holding against Bells.
Holding against the Panthers.
That's a huge penalty.
Because that puts them behind the sticks. I mean, what you would like to do is to have them in second and long situations, third and long situations.
Every once in a while, you'll get a break. Every once in a while. Doesn't happen often, but you got a break right here. And Howe's got to capitalize on it if they're going
the ball back to the Panthers
to have any chance of winning this game. They got to stop Bells right here on this possession. Second down and about 19. A little bubble screen. Watch out here. Good open field tackling by Deacon Bender and Garrett Rogers. Not enough. Oh, it is. It's enough for a first down. Right at the sticks.
Right at the sticks. And I was just thinking, like, we haven't seen a pass from Bells in a while. I was just thinking that.
And it's just enough to keep you honest, right? Like,
it is.
We're going to run it the entire time, and then we'll sprinkle in a pass on second and long.
Just to make sure you're paying attention.
That's the end of the third quarter. Bells leads 21-7. And we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
That's the end of the
Time of
third
year
quarter.
again where our beloved radio guy won't shut his trap about how hot it is up here in the press box. Thankfully, the good people at Baker Air Conditioning and Heating cool this thing down in no time.
Roger, we're dying over here.
Speaking of hot air, there he is. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been serving the community of Howe for nearly 60 years. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating is located on Highway 5, and you can call them at 903-532-6255.
Roger! No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Welcome back. 21-7. Bells in the lead as four fingers in the air at Bulldog Stadium. Speaking of, tomorrow, big game. Justin, you got a scoring prediction?
I'm saying 31-21. Unfortunately, it's going to be OU.
Jake, don't say unfortunately. Jake Roberts?
Yeah, this is an interesting game, and it all depends on the offensive line for Texas. I think if they're able to hold up and protect, I do think Texas wins this game in a close one.
First and 10. Hartline's going to keep it around the right edge, puts his left hand on the back of an offensive lineman, and runs for a first down near midfield at the 48-yard line. Stephen Braswell, how about your prediction for tomorrow?
34-24, Horns.
All right. Malin Walker, how about your prediction for tomorrow?
Let's go 34-32. Good game.
Who wins?
Do I even have to say it? Oh, you.
I will go 31-14 OU. Man goes in motion. Here's a handoff to, I think, Washington. And it is, and he'll gain 4 yards across midfield. And now late flags come in after the play. And hopefully this isn't an unsportsmanlike conduct.
I think it is. There's many times it felt like Howe's gotten hit out of bounds. They're going to call a unsportsmanlike on.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that's happened to them.
Here's the call.
Personal foul, face mask against Howe.
Okay, well.
So it wasn't anything, anything of bad sportsmanship.
Yeah.
It was just, hopefully, just an unwarranted hand in the wrong place.
Yeah, trying to make a tackle and grab the face mask.
Man, penalties have killed the Bulldogs tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man in motion, Hartline's going to hand off. Flag is down, and Uyghur is, or either that's Uyghur or Curtis.
And that's going to be offsides.
Short game on the play, but there is a flag thrown.
On Howe?
I think it's offsides on Howe.
How many penalties has Howe had tonight?
Too many.
So So that'll move it up 5 yards to the 29-yard line.
Real quick at the half, it's halftime. Leonard and Blue Ridge tied at 13. Gunner up on Callisburg, 36-0. That's in the start of the fourth.
You know, Callisburg's trying to slow things down these days as well. They're running a version of the slot T themselves.
Man, can you imagine that game between them and Bells last week?
Ooh. 1st and 5. Heartline toss near side. That's Branham on the carry. Furr does a great job of scraping over for only a 1-yard gain for Bells up to the 33-yard line. Gavin Snap getting a lot of snaps at defensive tackle right over the football.
This is really a possession where you kind of have to get a stop if you want to stay in a game like this, because I don't know even if you get 2 possessions.
Hand off to Uyghur, and he goes down immediately. Another maybe a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
You know, one thing you forget about this with this Bells team and run the slot T is you got to have a fairly decent defense. You can't afford to get into shootouts. So, you know, in exchange tit for tat. So you got to have a defense that can make some stops. So you can, you know, because you get down by 2 scores, 3 scores, and this is not a comeback from behind offense.
Although there was that time in the bi-district championship.
Edgewood.
Man in motion is Branham. Hand off Uyghur again. Close to a 1st down. I think he has it. Needed 3 yards and got 3.5. And they just do that up and down the field to the 27-yard line.
What was Howe down with? 21-0, 28-0 in the
28-0 at one point.
Wow.
And never threw a pass during the comeback. And beat Edgewood. Like 43-40 or something like that. 1st and 10, right to left. Heartline toss to Washington near side. Breaks 1 tackle off to the races. He broke the tackle of the big defensive lineman, Jacob Griffo, and went on 27 more yards for the score. And now your chances of winning are slimmer and slimmer and slimmer.
Again, I think this defense is tired. They're getting pushed around all day long, and all night long, and I think they're just wearing down.
The PAT by Bush is up and true, 28-7. Our new score at Bulldog Stadium. Bells in the lead with 8:47 left to go in the game. We'll be right back.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is 1 call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Your Kingdom Inflatable scoring drive recap for Bells was 6 plays, 77 yards. Another second half touchdown by Jadarius Washington. This one 27 yards. Ball's on the turf on the Tech Wave kickoff, and Bells has the football.
There's a fumble on the play. Bells recovered.
So that did not go as planned.
And it rains, it pours.
Well,
and the Bulldogs are falling apart.
your turnover.
Yeah, Howe technically hadn't turned the ball over tonight until then.
And you were right, one certainly does feel like two in a spot like this.
And to make it worse, Bells now has it at the Howe 27-yard line. .846 left to go in the game. And this will be Richardson on the reverse, tackled by Rogers, but not before he gains 8 yards to the 20-yard line. My goodness. That just takes the wind out of everyone's sails here, and people starting to hit the exits.
Because you felt like you had just a glimmer of hope. I mean, just like, okay, one last chance, get a score, you'd be down two touchdowns. But instead you turned the ball over.
Hartline barks, looks like he may be changing the play or somebody's lined up incorrectly. Timeout's been called. You might be able to hear Dale West barking a little bit from the other side. 28-7 here at Bulldog Stadium. Bells in the lead, 8:04 on the clock. We'll be right back.
This is Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith, and it didn't take me long to get to know where Sonic of Howe is. After practice or games, I like to head down to 105 North Collins Freeway, grab a burger, tots, and a shake. As a matter of fact, I like to say, it's Sonic time in Texas.
Yeah, Coach, that's kind of my thing.
Oh, okay. How about Sonic really brings the hammer down?
Coach, that's kind of my thing.
With Sonic, I'm highly motivated, truly dedicated.
Yeah, Coach, that's another one of my lines.
How about this? It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Yeah, I like that.
What's up, guys? It's Ridley Carter. I'm a senior cross country and long distance track runner.
This is Riley McCollum, senior basketball player and leading strikeout softball pitcher.
I'm Dylan Patterson, graduating football player and powerlifter.
I'm Ayla Jones, class of 2026 volleyball player.
We would like to thank the Howe Athletic Booster Club for the support of Howe student athletes and encourage anyone interested in helping to join. Go Dogs!
Hardline's going to keep it himself, run straight up the middle on his way for another Bells score. 34-7 awaiting the PAT as Hartline did it himself. 20 yards.
I mean, just took the snap, runner center, and went just straight up the gut and a couple of spin moves and pay dirt.
Bush on for the PAT. It's up, and it is good. 35-7, our new score at Bulldog Stadium. 7:57 on the clock. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
Tech Wave kickoff, a high kick, going to go to Caden Thomas again, and once again it's on the turf. And once again, Bells has it.
Wow.
This time at the 30-yard line. Now there's a flag down, a late flag.
At the 28-yard line.
I'm not sure what that's about. It's from way across the other side of the field. Let's hope it's not on a Howe coach.
Yeah, it was right there by the Howe sidelines.
Sideline warning against Howe. They'll spot it at the 32. And there's your second turnover.
I mean, this game, we were talking about how having a chance to win going into the fourth quarter, and now you're sitting here with Bells with a chance to go up 42 to 7.
It was 14-7 with about under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. And now it's 35-7 with
and the
under 8
offense
minutes
has
to go.
barely touched has the offense had a snap in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, they went 12 plays and turned it over on downs.
So one possession.
One possession.
This whole second half, is that right?
The whole second half.
Wow.
But they had a chance to get one earlier. Well, here they had two chances here and turned fumbled the ball.
So the officials are talking to Dale West on the far side. I'm not sure what that's about.
Because Caden Thomas fumbled. I mean, he muffed the.
Well, it was the first one too, right?
Yeah.
Thomas, the first one.
The first one, it kind of bounced and then hit him and then kept going. The second one hit him square in the hands and.
Well, it hit off his 22 off his chest.
Right. Yeah.
And went through his arms. Bell sprints to the line of scrimmage. Heart line, handoff over right guard. A new running back into the game.
And this defense has just got to be exhausted for Howe.
You need a bye week.
Actually, that was Asa Curtis.
This would be the time you need a bye week.
Well, guess what? You got Gunner.
Yeah. So rest up. You're ready to go play the number 1 team in the state of Texas, or maybe number 3 now.
You know, we're going to see how mentally tough this team is. You know, knowing that you're playing Gunner, you need everyone there all week. Second down and 6. Handoff near side over left tackle.
I mean, talk about a gauntlet of a schedule you got. You played Leonard last week. You played Bells tonight. You play Gunner next week. You got 3 really tough games.
And then you round it out with Callisburg and Blue Ridge. I mean, those are. This district is not real easy.
No.
SNS is off tonight. They will not lose tonight. They have a bye week.
Callisburg, who you'll play in a couple of weeks, beat this Bells team last week.
3rd and 3 for Bells. 6:32 on the clock. Here's the 8-hole reverse. This time a new runner close to the end zone, but hit hard at about the 2-yard line. And that's Hudson Hargis on the carry for Bells. His first carry of the night. They're spotted at the 4-yard line, so a 6-yard gain for Hargis. They have lots of young men who can carry the football. And Bender's down here just trying to stay loose, throwing the football with Coach Todd Hamill.
He hasn't been on the field almost a quarter.
New quarterback into the game too, and a handoff right at the goal line, down at the 1-yard line. In at quarterback for Bells appears to be Jax Pitt. As they're milking the clock. 30 on the play clock, and they're just taking their good old time. 5:34 on the game clock.
This Bells team, this offense, they huddle before every snap.
What's that? Is that a video system?
Something we only see once a year.
Here comes Bells to the line of scrimmage. Pitt's going to try to keep it himself over the goal line. No indication yet. No, it didn't make it. He's still going to be at the 1-yard line. No gain, so give Howe credit for standing up right here.
Quarterback keeper.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 1 again. 4:49 on the clock. And again, Bell's just milking the play clock. 11 on the play clock. They come to the line of scrimmage. Pitts goes under center, going to try to do it again. I think he might have been stood up again. No, they're going to say he's touchdown Bells. As from the 1-yard line, Jax Pitt goes over for the score. to make it 41-7. Bell's in the lead over Howe with a PAT coming up. So what do you do on kick return right here?
Get somebody else over there.
Bush on for the PAT. It sneaks over, and that one is good. 42-7 our score. 4:31 left to go in the game. We'll be back right after this.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. Caden Thomas is going to dive for it. There's a fumble. Bells has it again. Third straight kickoff return fumble. And Caden Thomas has just got to feel like, what is going on?
They're picking on him, unfortunately.
Well, it was a short kick, and he went sprinting to try to catch it.
And he's in a bad spot there. I mean, when I say that, I mean he had to run up for him because there's nobody there. It was behind one of the up man and in front of him. And you got to catch him before he hits the ground because you got Bells barreling down on you.
Well, and unfortunately, other teams are going to see film of this.
Howe's had one possession on offense this entire second half.
It might stay like that.
They may not get it again. They may not get a possession until next week at Gunner.
1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, maybe a yard.
And I saw right before we came back from break that they were running Thomas out to that same spot. But man,
3 straight fumbles.
That's
on kickoff return.
That's tough. And Howe's offense had been so good at not. I mean, they hadn't turned the ball over up until the fumbles on the kickoffs.
I don't think I've ever seen 3 straight kickoff return fumbles.
In the same spot almost.
Here's a handoff on the left side. And the pile will push forward inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. So another 5-yard gain for Bells. And the carry for Bells there, it appeared to be Wyatt Turner. But again, it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know, in that offense, who's actually getting the football.
And one thing I think we talked about earlier, but not a lot, is that when they come out of the huddle, they run to the line and then snap the ball. There's not a lot of looking around and checking coverages.
I mean, they were barely set right there when they snapped it.
They're not calling audibles and anything like that. They come from the huddle, come to the line, boom, snap. So when you better be ready when they come to the line.
Timeout has been called by Bells, I believe. It's 4th down, and it appears to be 5. And Howe's staying out there.
Yeah, Bells call a timeout, but yeah, Howe's defense just staying by the ball. They're not huddled around Coach Smith or
and
anything.
Also the clock is running as well.
Oh. Maybe just trying to get out of here.
4th down and 4. Punt formation for Bells. You don't see that very often. Curtis punts it away. It'll bounce at the 6-yard line and go out of bounds. So Howe will have the football on offense, but they're going to have it at their own 8-yard line. And again, that ball bounced at the 6 and rolled out of bounds, but they're going to spot it at the 8. I'm just clueless on the spots tonight. But
when was the last Howe possession? Do you have that on your notes?
It started with 6:24 left to go in the 3rd.
And what was the score then?
21-7.
Wow.
The drive started with 6:24?
Yeah.
In the 3rd?
In the 3rd.
Oh, my.
So Howe has it at their own 8-yard line. 2:16 on the clock here. And Cross gets the carry, trying to bounce it out. Look what they can do when they're on offense. He'll carry it out to the 23-yard line. Another first down for Howe. When they have possession of the ball, they're pretty good, except for when they get inside the 15 or so. They'll spot it at the 25. Timeout has been called again. This is an official timeout.
It's 2-minute warning.
Oh, 2-minute warning. Okay. Let's keep it here.
2-minute warning.
Malin, this team, they have to feel dejected. After those 3 straight fumbles, I can imagine that they just are not feeling very well.
I think you're exactly right in that observation. It's kind of just time to get out of this game and go to the locker room and just kind of fix up your mistakes and then just take it into the next week.
As a player, what do you say to Caden Thomas? I mean, do you say anything?
Well, if you're going to say anything, you got to say that this doesn't define you. You know, you're a human being, and you know, people make mistakes, but you know, it doesn't define you. You know, you live another week.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for Howe coming up after the 2-minute warning. As they're on the field ready to snap it. Aiden Torres comes up to the line of scrimmage ready to snap the football. Bender back in the gun with 2 backs surrounding him. Cross gets the carry, or trying to find the far edge, makes it a cut. Spun down at the line of scrimmage thereabouts.
Black and Cross. Number 3 picks up a yard on the
Got a
play.
game going on over in Blue Ridge. Leonard is up now 20-19. That's in the 3rd quarter over Blue Ridge.
That game very well could possibly be for 2nd in the district. 2nd and 9 for Howe. 1:31 on the clock. Bender wants to throw. Strong makes the catch at the 29 and is slung down near the 33-yard line. This one just about in the books. Clock stops momentarily at 1:23. Did they say he got out of bounds?
Yeah, well, I saw it stop the clock, but I thought it was to move the chains.
1st and 10. Bender, deep ball, right side. Strong, and it's overthrown. It was pretty good coverage by Bells over there by Easton Hartline, but the ball was simply just overthrown. And points do come into consideration on tiebreakers after one loss record, then it does go into points. So, you know, Coach Smith explained in the coaches show that it may look like you're trying to run the score up or get cheap points at the end of the game, but every point counts. Here's Knox Bounds, who has not broken a big yardage run tonight as he normally does, but does gain 8 there to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, those points do come into play, and they may need those.
And Bounds just simply hadn't had the carries in order to do so. Here's a quick pass over to Buttery. Makes the catch at the 40. Hit hard, helmet to helmet at the 45. You could hear the helmet pop. That was, he may not know where he is. He may not know where he is.
He got pulled up by a couple of teammates down on the sidelines, and he
got popped right in the head.
Trainer's going over there to help him out.
There's a handoff to Bounds up the middle. Breaks free for a moment. Off to the races. There he goes. 40. Down the sideline. Steps out of bounds at the 30. Well, he stepped out at the 33, but the side judge is going to give him the 34.
Go figure.
Ball is now on the Bills' 34-yard line.
And there's your patented Knox Bounds run. 38 seconds left to go in the game.
He was heading right out of bounds. He wanted to stop that clock. He wants to score before this is over.
Bender, quick pass right side. Ryland Strong goes out of bounds quickly at the 29-yard line. And then they'll say 30 yards. So 4 yards there for Bender to Strong. Bender's got to have some pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Completion percentage anyway. Second down at about 6. Drops back 3 steps. Home run ball. Deep right side. Looking for Ryland Strong. And it goes off the back of a defender who basically just tackled Ryland Strong in the end zone. And Strong is rolling around and not getting up.
Injury timeout.
That was Wyatt Turner, the defender, who just mauled Ryland Strong.
If there is ever a guy you really could not afford to lose, it's him.
So they've lost in the last 2 plays, Ryland Strong and Braxton Buttery. The officials, or actually the trainers, are down there working with Strong, who's still down near the end zone, the back of the end zone on the south side. There's 29 seconds left to go in this game. And Coach Jake Smith trying to rally his troops there, as they're going to be without their lead wide receiver right now. As Smith now walks down there. Let's take a quick timeout during this injury. It's 42-7 with 29 seconds left to go in the game. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Third down and 6. Bender, handoff Bounds up the middle. Looking for a seam. Got one for a moment to the 20. Breaking tackles, running behind his shoulder pads to the 15-yard line.
Solid run by Bounds.
15 yards.
Hadn't seen that all night. Biggest run of the night, I think.
22 seconds on the clock as it starts now as they move the sticks. Man in motion is cross. Handoff Bounds again. Up the middle again. Breaking free down to the 5. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. 8-7, is that going to be it?
They're trying to spike it. They got 2 timeouts if they really wanted to.
Hand off to, quick pass over the left side. Crosses into the end zone.
Touchdown.
It's touchdown time in Texas as the clock expires.
Michael Cross, number 3.
42-13, they'll kick the PAT. And if it's good, it'll be our final score, because the ball game has hit 0. But there is one snap, and that's the PAT. And are they going to do it? Or are they going to rule that off? No, the players are going off the field. That's the game. This score will end 42-13 as Bells has done what Bells does.
Give credit to Howe for offense for not giving up, and they were really wanting to score at the end there, and they did.
Boy, and they barely got in. The crowd was calling for a timeout. Call timeout, call timeout, call timeout. And apparently they had already called the touchdown play and had it ready to go. But hey, that's a red zone opportunity that was successful towards the end of the game. But, Howe only had 2 possessions on offense in the second half.
That is unbelievable.
2 possessions. How this final score would have been so much different
had you not had 3 straight kickoff return fumbles.
And two of those turned out to be touchdowns. I mean, that's a 14-point swing at least.
How many possessions did Howe only get 5 possessions in the whole game?
No. Let me have to log back in, Jake. Let me check the board here.
I think that's right.
I think it's right. 3 in the first half, 2 in the second half.
You're right. You're right.
5 possessions.
5 possessions in the entire game. 5 possessions for Howe in the entire game. 5 offensive possessions. That is unbelievable.
Have you ever seen or called a game where one team only has 5 possessions?
I think in my 30-something years, that's a new mark.
Wow.
And if it were the other way around, I mean, it might have been a Howe team when Dale West was here that did that to somebody like S&S or somebody, but I don't recall. It certainly could be. Certainly a dejected-looking Bulldog team down there on the sidelines putting their arms in the air for the school song.
Think about it. It was 7-0 at halftime.
Yep.
7-0 at halftime, and they scored 35 points in the second half.
Yeah, it's just remarkable what the slot T offense can do to a team, especially a team that will make mistakes and penalties. There's so many penalties against Howe tonight, and they were still in the game. First half penalties, and they were still in the game.
Yeah.
And the fumbles didn't happen until I think Malin's Coach Smith is looking for you right there.
Uh-oh.
Is my mic working?
There it is.
We go.
There it is. All right, he's got Jake Smith. Let's hear what he has to say.
All right, I'm here with Coach Smith. Coach, this game 7-0 in the half, didn't get the win you wanted.
Say that. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Okay. That's all good. 7-0 in the half, but this game didn't kind of play out how you wanted to.
Yeah, you feel really good about it when you hold. I know they're 1-5, but we always talked about how good of a Del West coach team is, and very physical brand of football, and we're matching them snap for snap, and it's 7-0, and you feel really good about it going to halftime, making some adjustments. And like even at like one point, like kind of like towards the end of the third quarter, it was just 21-7. We shot ourselves in the foot, and then we started having a fiasco in the kicking game. And at the end of the day, we just got to make sure that we hold our composure and go out there and execute. And so we feel bad about it. If we should have lost. If we were going to lose, we should have lost 21-7. But definitely felt like I know when you was 42-13, you really felt like the lesser football team won tonight, and that's probably the most sickening part about it, is that we truly believe that we were the better football team, and we just didn't put it together for 4 quarters.
Coach, how do you put this game into other games down the road?
Well, this was a pretty big football game, and we were actually answering the call for a majority of the time, and then now each game from here on out gets even bigger. So it's time to start applying some pressure on coaches and kids and janitors, admin, and everybody that's in on this thing, because it takes everybody. You got to be vertically aligned all the way from the top all the way down to the people that put toilet in the old stalls for you. And so we all got to get on board. We all got to get better, and it all starts tomorrow morning.
Hey, Malin, ask him about the rotation. How many kids were having to go both ways, and what kind of impact that made on the game?
I want to talk to you about the rotation. There's a lot of kids playing both ways this week against this Bell slot T. Just talk about that some.
Yeah, that was really out of necessity. We only suited up like 24, 25 kids. We got a bunch of injuries, things of that nature going on within the program. A lot of those kids are having to play both ways, and in order for us to be fresh on offense so we can be explosive, even though it didn't happen, our plan was having to go in and play a bunch of people because we've gotten our 80 front. We really call it 90 because it's really a 9-man front. We took the corners off. We put 2 outside backers, and we told everybody from the get-go it was all committee. And for the most part, all those kids came in and they did their part, but we didn't execute when it mattered most.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Malin.
How classy is that of Coach
That's
Smith?
very classy.
You got, probably really frustrated.
Oh,
after
for
tonight's
sure.
game, and he went and sneaked out Malin. Malin didn't get to go sneak out him.
Yeah.
He willing to go talk even after a loss.
And what has impressed me about him is, they take ownership as a coaching staff, or he does. He's always talking about, we've had previous coaches around here that put everything on the players. And in coaches' shows, you hear that kind of rhetoric, and it's a change of pace with Jake Smith, because he'll say, hey, we as a staff have to do better to put these kids in place. He always takes ownership, whether that's warranted or not. I mean, let's face it, you're talking about teenage kids that do things that you don't coach them to do, but regardless, he will take responsibility, and that's nice to see.
Yeah,
because we haven't. Well, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody who's been here, but it's just nice to see that responsibility.
And he's expecting everybody to step up, include the janitor.
The janitor, well, watch out. It's going to get tough around Howe High School. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and Jake is doing highlights, and we'll come back. We'll have stats, and we'll wrap this thing up. As soon as we get through all of that, we'll be right back.
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Our final score tonight, Bells 42, Howe 13. It could have been much different. 3 very key turnovers in the kicking game. Pretty much catapulted Bells on to victory, as it didn't need to be 42-13, but that's what you got, Justin.
Yeah, it seemed like it was closer at one point, and Howe felt like they were in it, especially 7-0 at halftime. You're down 21-7. Because you had the kickoff return. It was 14-7. You had the kickoff return, you felt like you were back in it. And then Bells gets the ball back, and they just marched down the field, and then it just fell apart from there.
1 offensive touchdown for Howe on the evening, but only 5 possessions. 5 offensive possessions. 1 kick return for Howe. And Rylan Strong is a big part of this thing. Let's hope he's okay. He was walking off on the sidelines later on in the game, or as the closing seconds were coming to. So how does Howe go forward here against Gunner?
Well, you kind of have to put this in the rearview mirror as much as you possibly can, and Gunner's going to be a tough one next week. I mean, there's a reason they've won 3 state titles in a row. They're a really good ball club. Lost their head coach during the offseason, but they have just resumed from where they finished last year.
Plug and play.
Really are. They really do. They just recruit and play.
Oh, easy.
Easy. Plug and play. And Yeah, they got a good team over there. They really do, and so it's going to be a tough one. I think you just lick your wounds and see what kind of game plan you can get for next during the week.
Let's see if Braswell's ready to do stats yet or not. Are you close to being ready? Let's give Braswell some headsets. I really hate for you guys that you're going to have to witness 2 losses in a row, back-to-back days with your teams here.
Just keep on talking. Okay.
Here we go again with their PA system. It always does that after the game. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is, but whenever you're ready, Bryce.
Okay, we're ready. Team stats wise for Howe. Bender ended up 15 of 26 for 137 yards, which 58% completion rate.
Yeah,
that's a good night on that. They ended up rushing 27 rushes for 106 yards. A bunch of that come on that last drive, to be honest. Total yardage of night for the Bulldogs, 243 total yards.
Okay.
As far as individuals
it's not bad for 5 possessions.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Rushing individual stats for the Dogs. Bounds, 9 rushes for 61 yards. Probably 50 of it come in that last drive.
Right.
Cross, 7 for 35. Rogers, 2 for 8. Alcorn, 1 for 6. And Bender had 8 rushes for -4 yards. Passing wise, like I mentioned, he had 136 yards, or 136 total, 137. Receiving, Strong, 7 for 62. Buttery, 5 for 57. That's a good night for him.
That is a good night.
Thomas,
7 catches for Strong.
Yes.
Wow.
He probably had 10 targets.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of those were short passes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas, 1 for 10, and Rack and Cross, 2 for 8 with the 1 TD. Bells, team-wise, the Heartline was 2 for 3 for 22 yards. They had 52 rushes, 351 yards, 316 yards total for the game. As far as individual stats went, rushing-wise, Washington had 5 rushes for 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Uyghur, 17 rushes for 77 yards, a touchdown. Branham, 11 for 61. Heartline, 3 for 47 and a touchdown. Curtis, 6 for 25 with a touchdown. Richardson, 2 for 17. Turner, 5 for 11. Hargis, 1 for 8. And Jack Pitt, 2 rushes for 1 yard, which was the touchdown. Receiving wise, Branham had 1 for 16 and Curtis had 1 for 6.
Well, thanks, Brass. Stats with Brass. Oh, I forgot to bring the Brass picture from a few years ago. We had Brian Bosworth.
Oh, yeah.
And we cropped in Brass's head on the Sooner jerseys and everything. I meant to do that, but I forgot. I had it all queued up, and I just forgot. You're in the Texas Land and Home Team postgame show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have highlights from tonight's contest.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Welcome back. We're in the Texas Land and Home Team postgame show. Let's do some highlights and get the heck out of Dodge, Jake Roberts. Howe started the football game with the ball first as they won the coin toss and drove 14 plays, taking the first 6 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock, which is very Bells-like. So Howe was trying to do to Bells what Bells does to everybody. The only problem is they got down to the 29-yard line and turned it over on downs. Bells took the ball from their own 29-yard line. They took 5 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock on a 12-play, 71-yard drive that ended on a 13-yard touchdown by Uyghur.
Strong has done it again.
That's the wrong half.
And
that is the way to start the second half.
Is that still the wrong?
Where are we?
First and 10 for Bells.
There we go.
Handoff near side. Being chased down, open lane for Uyghur, and he tries to lower his shoulder in the end zone, and he does.
Touchdown.
Bells strikes first blood tonight at Bulldog Stadium.
And that was 7-0 after that score, which was our halftime score. That's the only highlight, only scoring we had in the entire first half, is Howe only had 3 possessions in the first half and only 2 in the second half offensively. So we move on into the third quarter. Bells started with the football at their own 38-yard line, drove 10 plays, 62 yards, and took 5 minutes off the clock, and it ended on a touchdown, but I can't remember who actually scored on that. But moments later, they kicked off to Howe, and this happened.
As it is in the air, high kick, short kick. Strong will take it at the 20. Picking and choosing a hole, trying to bounce out of traffic. Finds a seam, look out! He's off to the races! Kiss him goodbye, Ryland Strong has done it again! Touchdown time in Texas.
80 yards on the return for Ryland Strong. Made it 14-7 with 6:43 left to go in the third. And then Bells got it back at their own 48. It only took 2 plays and 48 seconds to score.
Very true.
Heartline toss, right side, Jesse again. Oh, that's Washington. He's on the move, and he could score. He strolls in as Garrett Rogers was trying to take it away, punch it away from him.
29-yard touchdown by Washington. That made it 21-7 with 6:24 left to go in the third. Howe took it at their own 32-yard line. They drove 12 plays, got all the way in the red zone, all the way down to the 13 at one point, and then went backwards and turned it over on downs at the 24-yard line. That's where Bells took over with 1:32 remaining in the third, and they went 6 plays, 77 yards, and moved on into the fourth quarter and scored on this 27-yard run by Washington.
To left, Heartline toss to Washington near side. Breaks one tackle off to the races. He broke the tackle of the big defensive lineman,
Jacob Griffo, and that made it 28-7. And that's when everything went nuts. They started not kicking to Ryland Strong for a reason, and they started kicking to Caden Thomas. And unfortunate things happened, and He fumbled on 3 straight kickoff returns. The first one led to a 20-yard touchdown by Hartline. Hartline's going to keep it himself, run straight up the middle on his way for another Bells score. That made it 35-7. And the second Bulldogs kickoff return fumble led to a 1-yard touchdown by Jax Pitt. Pitts goes under center, going to try to do it again. I think he might have been stood up again. Oh, they're going to say he's touchdown Bells. That ended a 6-play, 17-yard drive, made it 42-7 with 4:31 left to go in the game. The third straight Bulldogs kickoff return fumble led to Bells actually having to punt for the first time in the game. We're getting late in the game, so not as challenging. Howe took it at their own 8-yard line after the punt, drove 10 plays and 92 yards on the drive, and the final 15 yards came on a pass from Bender to Cross. Hand off to, quick pass over the left side. Cross is into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas as the clock expires. 42-13, our final score, and that is your highlights for tonight's contest. It was a great game in the first half, in the first half of the second half. And then it was not a great game after the 3 key fumbles on the kickoff return, Jake Roberts.
Yeah, and I always try to be kind of the optimist here, but this really is kind of a crushing defeat for Howe. I know, you still got games, you still got a chance to make the playoffs, but I think this is going to be a hard game to overcome, especially knowing, again, just like the Leonard game, you had a chance. Even though the score may not look like it, you had a chance to come out with a win in this game, and it's just frustrating as a broadcaster, but it's definitely would be more frustrating as a player. But they're going to have to find a way to overcome it.
Justin White, your final thought?
A one that, kind of like Jake said, you're really close. You were in that game. At halftime, you're down 7-0, and then just fell apart with the. You got to figure out what's going on with the kickoff over there, and the injuries. You really need a bye week, but unfortunately, you won't get it for another couple of weeks. So, and you get ready for Gunner and just kind of hope that you don't get hurt anymore.
Right. Stephen Braswell, final thought?
Well, like Justin just mentioned, halftime 7-0. Come out and we had some penalties that kill drives, and it's just unbelievable. The 3 fumbles right off the bat. Yeah. That's just that is a motivation killer. Everything.
And I don't know if the penalties were more frustrating. They're frustrating offensive defensively, but it seemed like more defensively, all the offsides that you had that just kept drives going. They gave them 1st and 5, It could be 2nd and 15, 2nd and 12, and there'd be a offside penalty. Now it's 2nd and 7.
Yeah,
and so,
the defensive penalties is what hurt them as much as anything.
Malin, final thought?
I don't even know where to begin with this one. Let's go with the offense first. Playing against Bells, the economy of the game is so deflated. Every possession matters, and when you only score on 1 of 5 offensively, you can't win like that. Of course, Howe held them to 7 at half. They didn't put any up, which you really need to focus on. You focus on penalties because that's what really stopped your drive, not the Bells defense. And just that unfortunate string with that kickoff, it's just sorry to see. I can't imagine what that player's going through right now, but yeah, this is where you'd really want a bye week, but instead you're playing Gunner, and you're already in the hole with the playoffs now with this loss. So, playing Gunner next week really isn't what you need to do.
That's opposite of
opposite of a bye week.
Yeah, so you really just need to
regroup, get healthy. They've got some players that aren't healthy, and
right.
So my final thought, hey, I think I've said it every week for my final thought. Stop turning the ball over. Stop it. Stop it. Just keep the ball. You got a better chance to win when you hang on to it.
You hit your average tonight, 2.8.
2.8, yeah. The average is going up. It's 2.8 turnovers per game for Howe and 3 tonight. And that's just, unfortunately, it seems that's going to be the story of this 2025 Howe Bulldog football team, is they couldn't hang on to the football and what could have been, because the players are good. The offense is really good. The defense isn't bad. But the defense gets put in bad positions when you fumble and fumble and fumble. So, if they can clean that up and get it corrected, I think, and this is Jake Smith's first 7 games as a head coach. And he has a track record being at a lot of big schools, good schools, and great offensive minds around him, defensive minds around him. His program is going to be one that's going to be a good one, and it's going to be a good one here for a long time. But he's inheriting some poor habits from years past. But those are going to get corrected, and once he has a chance to establish these things with his own mindset of the kids that grow up through the system with his philosophy, I think things will be much different. It's kind of like if you have if he got here and you had like a big afro, and when you got here, the whole afro was just covered in baby powder, and you just got to start combing it out. In order to get it back to where it should be, you got to comb out the baby powder. And right now, boy, he's combing and combing and combing and combing, and eventually he's going to have what he wants, and that's his type of football player. But right now, he's still dealing with some things from the past. But I think that the Howe Bulldogs will be fine. I wish, as you did, that it would be a bye week coming up next week, but that's not the way the cards have been dealt. So Gunner next week, we'll be over at Gunner on top of their visiting press box. So we'll be outdoors. Let's hope for good weather next week. So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Malin Walker, Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, Justin White, I'm Monty Walker. So long. Oh, wait a minute. One last thing.
Easy, guys.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, South State Bank, GCEZ, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Brother Plumber, Rock Hill Investments, MTE Pens, Centurion American, Ed Meacham State Farm, Rapid Electric. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, TechWave, First Baptist Church of Howe, Kingdom Inflatables, Anchors Boat and RV Storage, The Love Cottage. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, Texoma Land and Home Team, The Crazy AC Guy.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all, or they do.